Good afternoon and welcome to FAU Football Stadium. My name is Jacob Kelly. Alongside me is my partner, Nick Tarak. Today, we have the Battle of the Owls with our FAU Owls welcoming the Rice Owls from Houston, Texas. Our Owls return home for the fourth time this season, hoping to even up their record of home to 2-2. Our last two games have been on the road. Nick, how have our guys looked away from home?
Well, Jacob, the Owls were on the road last week in North Texas. At the end of the first quarter, the score was tied. The North Eagles came out strong, though, in the second quarter, scoring 21 unanswered points. But then FAU came right back and put up 14 unanswered points with a pick six from Tasia Young and a TD pass to Larry McMahon. In the second half, though, the Owls were unable to catch up to the Eagles, ended up losing this game 45-28. The offense was good this game, but some ill-timed throws by N'Kosi Perry led to two turnovers, which both of those picks eventually turned into touchdowns. And so, Jacob, how did Rice play last week?
Well, Nick, Rice is coming off their first conference game of the season, having previously taken down UAB. That was at home last week, defeating UAB 28-24. Quarterback TJ Mcmahon led the way 11 of 17, 104 yards and a touchdown. And on the ground, Cameron Montgomery had 5 carries for 34 yards. It was unusual for him. He's usually not the workhorse back there. Their top rusher on the season, Ari Broussard, had 15 carries for 32 yards in the receiving game. Luke McCaffrey had 5 catches for 38 yards. As things stand, the University of Rice currently sit at third in the Conference USA standings, with that 1-0 conference record, 3-2 overall on the season. That'd be 3 spots up our Owls, who unfortunately at this point in the season are 2-4, being also 1-1 in conference. We are awaiting the kickoff here. The captains came to the center field. We're not able to see who will be getting the ball here first. But thank you all here for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio here at Howard Schnellenberger Field. Our FAU Owls look to take on the Rice Owls. The FAU kicking team is coming out to kick as Rice will take the opening kickoff. Deep back for the University of Rice is their running back, number 8, Juma Octavian. Deep back to kick. Set to kick for our FAU Owls is our punter, number 46, Riley Thompson. That'd be number 36, Carter Davis, out to kick. I was muted this whole fucking time. Excuse me, everybody. I was muted there. Those listening over on my YouTube channel, JK Production, would hear. However, out to kick for our FAU Owls is number 36, Carter Davis. Kicking it deep. The kick is up. The kick is away. Fair catching it on the sideline, and with his foot out of bounds, it'll be a penalty called against FAU. Kickoff out of bounds. Deep back for the Rice Owls was number 8, Juma Octaviano. With the kickoff going out of bounds, the Owls, it is going to get a little confusing during this broadcast. The Rice Owls will be taking over possession at the 35-yard line. And the referees just confirming that information now as Rice walks onto the field, led by their quarterback, TJ Mcmahon. On the season, has thrown just over 1,000 yards at 1,080 yards, 64% completion percentage, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and he has been sacked 14 times. So what our Owls, our FAU Owls, need to do is get pressure on this man. He turns the ball over, and his offensive line for Rice has proven they are like Swiss cheese, and you can get to the quarterback. McMahon in shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 1 to his left, fakes the handoff, looking deep down over the middle field, and just overthrows his wide receiver. That was his target, number 6, Isaiah Isadale.
That's a strong start to this game for the Rice Owls. They love to pass the ball. This quarterback, he's a great passing quarterback, TJ McMahon. He's a very good passing quarterback. You're going to see him drop back a lot, look to air the ball out this game.
Don't want to give him time there in the pocket, Nick, as you were saying. He is pretty comfortable in the pocket when he has time. The issue for him has been this Rice offensive line hasn't held up much throughout the season. He's seen himself pick himself off the ground often. Snaps the ball, rolls out to his right, looking downfield, and pressure on the quarterback. Ball falling down. However, the refs are calling the play incomplete. There is a flag on the play. On the play there, Jamie Pettaway, the redshirt sophomore linebacker out of Albany, Georgia, with the flag on the play. We will wait on the referee's decision. And that would be an offensive holding on the play.
See, I think that's what the Rice Owls are going to look to do a lot here, to try and stop that pressure from coming at their quarterback. They're going to try a lot of those plays where they snap the ball, move out to one side, shift that offensive line out, try and give that quarterback just an extra kind of little bit of time, but there's where you get risky there. The offensive line moving in ways they're not used to could cause holdings.
Yeah, you get those big boys into space, and you do see a tendency of some holding calls there as they're not as quick as their counterparts on the other side of the line there. That penalty call that backs up the Rice Owls 10 yards back to the 25-yard line where they'll set up shop 2nd and 10 with only 15 seconds off the clock so far here in the first quarter. The Rice Owls break out of the huddle, which we've seen them huddle on every single play here so far, not common in the college football game. McMahon takes the snap, looks over the middle of the field, overthrows his man, and nearly intercepted. That's Smoke Mungan there on the coverage. Goes right through his hands as he dived for it. Not necessarily the easiest play, but something you expect from the experienced corner there with Smoke Mungan. That does bring up a 3rd and long here. Only 20 seconds off the clock here. Early in the first quarter, Rice backed up all the way on their 25-yard line, 20 yards to go. McMahon breaks the huddle. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 1 wide receiver left. That is number 6, who comes across, snapping the ball, looking right, looking deep, and the pressure gets to him. Sack on the play, number 51, Courtney McBride with his first sack on the game there. Quick 3 and out for this FAU defense. Not even a minute off the clock to go here in this first quarter.
And that's where this defense is really going to have to take their role, step up. If they're going to get to this quarterback, he's not going to have time to make these long passes that he likes to make, and they're going to be unsuccessful on offense.
Deep back for the Owls to return is LeJonte Wester. The snap is good. The kick is up. LeJonte on his own 40-yard line, letting the ball come to a bounce and taking it at the 42, reversing fields, getting up to about the 45-yard line where this offense will set up shop. So with only 1:10 taken off the clock here early in the first quarter, the FAU Owls will be taking over possession. The Cozy Berry and company will take it over on the 45-yard line. My name is Jake Kelly, Nick Turok alongside me. We're here at Howard Schnellerberger Field at FAU Owl Football Stadium. Thank you all for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. We will take a break and be right back. Thank you all for tuning in. And we are back here, FAU Owl Football Stadium. Jake Kelly, Nick Tarock here. 13 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Quick 3 and out for the FAU defense. Now N'Kosi Perry comes out, shotgun formation. Larry Mcmahon comes into the backfield alongside to his left. 2 receivers either side. N'Kosi quick hitter outside, hits LeJontay Wester. Gets a block by the Jamal Edrine and is pulled out of bounds. Appeared to be a face mask there, however, nobody else on the sideline is arguing that. So, quick hitter there, picks up 8 yards, second and 2. FAU crosses over the 50-yard line. 8-yard gain, N'Kosi Perry, shotgun formation. Larry McCammon alongside LeJontay Wester in motion, comes across. And quick burst up the middle there by the Rice defensive line, as Larry McCammon takes the handoff and is stopped for a loss of 2. On the stop for Rice is number 91, Ikena Netcheku. Third and 5 here for the Owls on the 50-yard line. N'Kosi Perry, shotgun formation. We may have had a free play here. N'Kosi looking deep down the sideline. An acrobatic catch that was out of bounds. It looked to be offsides, and the offensive line for FAU did not move on the play. However, no flags on the field, so it is going to be a quick 4th down here. N'Kosi Perry and the offense, as well as we did, must have thought that we would have gotten an offsides call as the nose tackle. That would be at number 50, Isaiah Floyd, appeared to jump off sides right before the snap. However, no call there on the play, so FAU will be punting it deep. Deep back for the Rice Owls is number 1, Cameron Montgomery. Sorry, that's Sean Fresh. Taking the fair catch there at the 10-yard line, where Rice will come back out for their second possession of the game. So very quick 3 and outs here by both offenses. 12 minutes, 43 seconds left to go in this first quarter. The FAU defense will set up shop at the 10-yard line where the Rice Owls will be taking over. Nick, please let us know, what are the keys to this game for our FAU Owls?
The keys to the game is, first, it's going to be protect the ball. Last week, N'Kosi Perry did throw 2 interceptions last game, so he's going to have to really lock in here when he's passing the ball and hold on to this ball today. And then we'll let this play go and then finish the rest of the keys to the game.
We have a man under center here with a fullback and running back. Behind him, 2 receivers either side, 1 tight end on the line to his right. This ball goes up the middle for about a 4-yard gain on the play. Nick, go ahead and keep going with our keys to the game.
The second key to the game would be playing with confidence. The Owls have already gone through their tough part of the schedule. These last 3 games have been very difficult games, and now we have somewhat of an easier schedule going for the rest of the year. So now it's play with confidence here. And the last key would be stop the pass. This Rice team loves passing the ball. It's very pass heavy. They're going to look to pass. We got to be able to stop that pass this whole game.
Rice running a much more traditional style offense with their QB Mcmahon under center. In the backfield behind him is Ari Broussard, and as well as a fullback, 2 receivers to his left. Hand the ball off against Broussard up the middle for a carry of 2 yards.
Just 2 different approaches on 2 different drives here for Rice. First drive, they 3 passes their first 3 plays, and then this time 2 runs right away. See how they approach this 3rd down. It's 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Nick, I know something that you and I were talking about a lot in the pregame was the fact that they're not doing so well in their ground game. Ari Broussard is their leading rusher on the season. However, only averaging 2.6 yards a carry is not what you want to see from your ground game. So a lot does fall on the shoulders of TJ Mcmahon. Mcmahon with 3 receivers right, 2 to his left. No running backs in the backfield. FAU playing a little bit more prevent. Looking immediately to his right and hitting his wide receiver just beyond the first down marker. Hits his wide receiver, number 10, Kenneth Orgie on the play.
Number 2,
Mungan there on the tackle. Mungan, of course, had the opportunity for the interception on the last drive. Ball slips through his hands, however, able to come up with the tackle there. Just past the first down marker. Mcmahon in this Rice offense will get a fresh set of downs on the 22-yard line. Mcmahon, shotgun formation. wide receiver coming across. That is number 17, Kobe Campbell. Coming back to the right now is Campbell as McMahon fakes the handoff, looks deep down the middle of the field, and has a man. It hits him in stride, and he's gone. 40, 35, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Rice Owls. That is number 2, Bradley Rosner. On the play, McMahon rolled to his right, and Riley was able to bust free over the coverage. One of the secondary men of the FAU Owls tried grabbing onto him to slow him down before the ball was even there. However, nothing able to be done there as he busts free over the middle of the field to get in the end zone on Rice's second drive of the game to give them 6 points. Now, on the extra point attempt, Christian Van Sickle for the Rice Owls out here to attempt the kick. The snap is good. The kick is good. The Rice Owls on their second drive of the game get a big hit play. TJ McMahon connecting with his wide receiver, number 2, Bradley Rosner, there for the touchdown on the play. Rosner being the second leading receiver on this team, and with that touchdown reception becomes the leading wide receiver for the Rice Owls. With 10 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in this first quarter, FAU to get the ball back for their second possession of the game. Thank you all for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. We will be right back. And we are back here. 10 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in this first quarter. It is 6:20 here in Boca Raton, Florida, FAU Owl Football Stadium. The Battle of the Owls, as we're pointing it from kickoff. The Rice Owls were able to take the touchdown there. TJ McMahon connecting with his wide receiver, number 2, Bradley Rosner, there on a long 60-yard touchdown. And the ball has to be reset there on the play. It was just a blown coverage there as number 2, Rosner, was able to completely blow past the secondary. Secondary trying to grab him as they realize he's blowing past them. However, not enough there as he busts open deep down the seam for a touchdown, a walk-in touchdown there on Rice's second drive of the game. So the Owls will be getting the ball back as the kick is up and away. And a fair catch there by number 11, Javion Posey. Oh, I'm sorry, that was number 15, Jay Sean Platt there. So N'Kosi Perry and company will be going back on the field for their second drive of the game. N'Kosi Perry has an opportunity here to become FAU's fourth leading touchdown passer in school history. Currently has 35 touchdowns in his couple seasons here with the Owls. At the fourth spot is Jaquez Johnson with 38, who was here earlier in the 2000s in fourth place. So if Nkosi sees himself have a good game, you could see him move up the record books here for FAU. Nkosi shotgun formation, Larry Mcmahon in the backfield, hands it off to him, and able to bust through for a 4-yard gain on the play. With a tackle there for Rice was Quint Titre for his first tackle on the game. Checking into the game is Jamal Edrine and number 47, Carter Boatwright, both going over to the left side of the field. Boatwright now lines up in the backfield. Nkosi takes a snap, fakes the handoff to McCammon, looking over the middle field. However, there a deflection on the play. Pass break up there by number 11, Chris Conti, to have the FAU Owls bring up a 3rd and 6.
That's a rough play right there. Had probably 3 guys open right there. Just couldn't get it over that big guy, number 11, right there, hanging over the middle.
Good athletic play there by the linebacker, Chris Conti, there to stay strive a parry. Now Nkosi lining back in shotgun formation. McCammon alongside him. Nkosi looking to his right, rushes up the middle, lowers his shoulder, and gets across the first down line, getting out to the FAU 36-yard line. However, the Owls picking up their first down on the game. Nkosi loves to use his speed there, and this time he lowered the shoulder. Usually he likes to make a man miss, but with 2 guys there, decides to drop the shoulder to get the first down. Now going quick, Nkosi fakes the handoff, makes one man miss, and gets across the 40-yard line for a 4-yard gain on the play.
And there's your making a guy miss right there. Hits him with a little stuttered juke right there. Gets by 1, then tackle right there.
Nkosi, of course, is no stranger to using his feet as the Owls are going quickly here. Shotgun formation, looking over to his left, hits LeJohntay Wessler, and LeJohntay tries to make a play before catching the ball, and it falls incomplete. LeJohntay could have hit the seam there and certainly picked up the first down and possibly even more. However, this brings up a 3rd and 6. But as I was saying, Nkosi Perry not afraid to use the wheels. So far, 3rd on the team in rushing with 179 yards coming to this game, averaging 4.5 yards per carry. That's what we've seen with his first few carries here, getting about 4 to 6 yards. He's also gotten the end zone 3 times using his feet on the season. Nkosi shotgun formation. Alongside him is Larry McCammon, snapping the ball and does not see the edge rusher there. Great blitz by the Rice Owls. Number 12, Josh Piercy, the hybrid linebacker out of Morristown, New Jersey there. Blew back past the tackle there to get Nkosi in the backfield as the FAU Owls look to punt the ball away.
And I don't think our left tackle, Brendan Wardner, even touched him. Just ran right by him and hit Nkosi real hard right there.
Yeah, the offensive line has certainly done better this year, as that's only the 5th time on the season Nkosi has been sacked, compared to a staggering 27 sacks last season, as Riley Thompson is barely able to get the punt away. However, an absolute beauty of a punt that takes an FAU roll right down the sideline, not going out of bounds, all the way down to the 11-yard line. So very decent punt there from Thompson. But yeah, Nick, this offensive line has generally done a lot better job there. However, a crucial sack there by the Rice defense. The Rice Owls will be taking over possession on their own 11-yard line. 8 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Thank you all for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. And we are back here, 8 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Rice will be getting the ball back for the third time. Last time they had possession, able to hit a 65-yard touchdown pass. TJ Mcmahon to their wide receiver, Bradley Rosner. Obviously hoping things go a little bit different for our FAU Owls on this drive. Mcmahon, shotgun formation, now bringing everybody in tight to the formation. Behind him, Jerry Johnson III, his fullback. Behind him is their running back, Juma Octaviano. And Octaviano able to run the ball up the middle for a carry about to it. I'm sorry, actually the ball was handed off to the fullback there. Evan Anderson, one of the lead defensive pieces of this Owl defense, able to come up with a tackle there. However, there is a man down the field. Appears to be one of the defensive linemen for our FAU Owls. Training staff going over to tend to him. Now, I can't quite tell who that is. LaJonte Wester also has the ability to break a record today. Earlier, talking about N'Kosi Perry's record that he could be able to break by getting 3 passing touchdowns and able to walk off the field is Eddie Williams, who was down on the play, able to walk off under his own power. LaJonte Wester with 2 receiving touchdowns, who passed Lester Jean. LaJonte at 13, Jean at 15. LaJonte currently being 4th in team history in touchdown receptions. And as Eddie walks back off the field, this Rice offense has the ball over on the 13-yard line. McMahon singles for his man to come across into the back of the formation with him alongside him. Man immediately looks to his left, able to hit him, getting across the 22-yard line. To the 21-yard line, that is to number 1, their wide receiver, Luke McCaffrey. Sorry, that was Cameron Montgomery, their tailback. Referees indicate that as a first down, so Rice will get a fresh set of downs on their own 21-yard line. Man changing the play at the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to his right. In the backfield alongside him is Montgomery. 1 receiver to his left. Looking over the middle. Has a man open across the middle of the field and hits him. Getting down to the 4-yard line. Again, that is Bradley Rosner, who's been getting wide open. And Nick, something that you commented on earlier is, for a wide receiver, this is a big man. So really questionable how you can let this man run free.
I was going to say, he's a 6'5" wide receiver. You don't see a lot of 6'5" receivers that can move like that, so he should not be able to get wide open. He can't miss him.
Yeah, he is one of the bigger men on this offense. Now McMahon in the pistol formation. Behind him again is his running back, Cameron Montgomery. 2 receivers either side. This time, hand the ball up to Montgomery, able to get to the outside. Makes 1 man miss all the way down into FAU territory, getting down to the 41-yard line. So this Rice offense, who hasn't been the best this season, we've seen them struggle quite a few times. The ground game, they only have 700 yards total on the ground through their first 5 games. And in the passing game, TJ McMahon has been mediocre as a quarterback. However, here, already above 130 yards total, with still 6 minutes to go here in this first quarter. 1st and 10 now on the FAU Owl 41-yard line. McMahon shotgun formation, checking back in the game alongside him is Ari Broussard. 2 to his left, faking the handoff, looking left, has 2 guys open, and again hits his wide receiver number 2, able to make a few men miss. He all the way down to the 13-yard line. Again, we see Bradley Rosner getting wide open. The biggest guy on the field isn't the hardest to spot. Getting great space, getting open, and really there was 2 guys open on that left-hand side. Now Rice sets up deep in Owl territory, getting to the red zone at the 12-yard line.
He's not even coming on every play either. He's been on and off. That last catch he made, it came off. That was the first play he was back on. So I don't know how you miss him.
In the backfield alongside McMahon is Broussard, who now rolls out right, lining up. 2 wide receivers left, looking left, trying to run up the middle. Gets across the 10-yard line down to the 9.5-yard line. The quarterback keeper. 5 minutes now left to go here at FAU Owl Football Stadium. This is FAU Owl Radio. Thank you all for tuning in today. The Rice Owls now have the ball within the 10-yard line. 2nd and 8 here. And again, very interesting to see the stark difference between most college offenses. The Owls and pretty much every single team we played so far this year has not done a lot of huddling. However, now only with 10 seconds left on the clock, the Rice Owls break the huddle with Broussard alongside McMahon. McMahon dropping back, looking right, looking over the middle, has a man open and just completely overthrows his man, targeting Luke McCaffrey. However, had a man wide open. Jack Bradley was open on the 2-yard line for a walk-in touchdown. McMahon not able to see him there, so we have a big 3rd down here for FAU Owls trying to get a stop and hold these Rice Owls to a field goal. Four minutes, 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Rice Owls break the huddle. Broussard alongside of McMahon. 3 wide receivers to his left, as well as his number 1 target today, Rosner. McMahon takes the snap, looking to his left, looking at Rosner, looking in the corner of the end zone, has a man one-on-one coverage, and flags fly as the ball is deflected. The ball was slightly underthrown, and his man working back to the ball. That was his man, number 10, Luke McCaffrey, coming to this game, was the number 1 wide receiver for this Rice offense. Ball was, again, slightly underthrown, and a lot of time you see when the wide receiver breaks back to the ball, corner doesn't break back with him, and that was Jaden Williams there, guilty of the defensive pass interference call. So now the Rice Owls line up in bunch formation. With the ball on the 2-yard line, 1st and goal. Broussard in the backfield, as well as their fullback, Jerry Johnson, III. You do not see a fullback a lot in this modern college game. Broussard gets the handoff. A great penetration there by the defensive line. Here that the first man to bust through on the play was Latrell Jean or Evan Anderson. Either of the two there, both converging on the play. Bring up 2nd and goal for the Rice Owls. 1 yard loss on the play. Clock trickles under 4 minutes here as dusk is upon us here in Boca Raton, Florida. Beautiful day. Raining earlier. I was a little worried about how the game would go because, Nick, we had a rain delay a few weeks ago that was not pleasant, or I even won't call it rain delay since it was clean, pure skies in front of us. But we have McMahon under center. Hand the ball to Broussard up the middle. Broussard fighting his way all the way down to the goal line and gets in for the touchdown for the Rice Owls. Ari Broussard there on the touchdown. Ari Broussard with his 9th touchdown on the season. 9 touchdowns in 6 games is an enormous feat for any running back. However, this Rice team is quite frankly dominating our FAU Owls. 166 yards to only 11 of the FAU offense. 2 drives here, back-to-back drives, marching down the field. 1 on a big play, 1 on a methodical drive, and as the kick is up, the kick is good for a 14-0 lead with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. So the Rice Owls have been organized, composed, hitting their targets. Main man these last 2 drives is Bradley Rosner, now well over 100 yards in the first 3 drives alone. FAU begin the ball back, hoping to get some sort of spark on offense. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. You're listening to FAU Radio and JK Productions. Jake Kelly, Nick Rock alongside me. It's a beautiful 6:30 day here in Boca Raton. See the shadow of the stadium cast in front of us as we're here in the press box on the west side of the stadium. Beautiful day. Can't stress that enough. The Rice Owls set to kick it deep. Number 15, Tim Horn, set up to kick. Jay Sean Platt setting up to return. 15, kicking it back to 15. And Jay Sean calls for the fair catch as the Owls will set up on the 25-yard line.
I'd love to see here how the Owls are able to respond. Obviously, down 14 now, there's going to have to be some sort of answer here, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. They're going to need to find a way to get some points here. They've had virtually no offense right here. Just one first down in these first two drives, a quick 3-and-out to start, then just one first down and then out. So they're going to have to find some offense here.
And I think I'd love to see the Owls start to pound the rock here. On the season coming into this game, the FAU Owls have had 1,213 yards rushing. N'Kosi Perry, shotgun formation, Zabiri Mobley checks into the game. N'Kosi fakes the handoff, runs into his own man, and is swallowed in the backfield. That's number 55. The Braylon Carroll there, the nose tackle to come on the tackle. N'Kosi doesn't make the right decision there. Should have handed off to Zabiri. However, here, 2nd and 11. I would like to see the rushing game continue to attack. The Owls are killing it on the ground. Larry Mcmahon has had a great first 6 games, 518 yards on the season. We've seen Zabir Mobley have his best game as an Owl here a few weeks ago here at FAU Football Stadium. N'Kosi Perry drops back, hits his man in the hands. That's number 81, Austin Evans. However, Evans drops the ball. And with the FAU Owls here at a 3rd and 11, this stadium has grown quiet.
The Owls here just playing a little bit sloppy with their third drive now. That's already 2 drop passes that hit the receiver in the hands, and they just dropped the ball.
And this is not something you expect to see after a bye week. FAU Owls fought hard in their last 2 games on the road to Purdue, nearly beat Big Ten opponent there, lost 20-26, and then on the road gave a really good fight to North Texas, losing 45-28. However, then had a week off. And you would expect a lot more organized play so far. N'Kosi fakes the handoff, drops back, rolls to his left, throws on the run, and overthrows his man. He's trying to hit Javion Posey there, rolling to his left. Ball falls incomplete as the Owls will have another 3-and-out here. The crowd growing a little restless. As we see, there is a pretty decent crowd here tonight. Nick, you were pointing out how we're looking out at the parking lot. We saw a bunch of tents, a bunch of cars, and the crowd here, I'd say outside the UCF game, is probably our best crowd of the season. This FAU Owl faithful missed their Owls, as the last time we saw them play here was all the way back against UCF nearly a month ago. And the punt is deep, and ball is caught at the 30-yard line, that being number 1, Sean Fresh. So the fans are here. The fans showed up and expecting a lot better from what they've seen from the Owls so far here in the game. But the Rice Owls, the Owls that have turned up, have showed out so far through the first quarter.
Just overall, some sloppy play by FAU. Those drop passes and all 3 punts they've given up. There's been a guy rushing towards the punter and almost getting there on all 3 punts. They're going to have to really push that guy out. Just kind of unnecessary sloppiness that the FAU is bringing right now.
Sloppy is the right word for how things have been so far. And we have the coordinator's booth right next to us, and all I'll say is they have not been happy. Mcmahon drops back, looking to his right, pump fakes a man, overthrows his man, and is it intercepted? The ref calls it incomplete. The fans haven't figured that part out yet. The white tombs there. Ball just skipping on, diving for the interception. We saw McMahon overthrow his man there. However, we retain possession here. 2nd and 10 to come.
And what a play that would have been. He really had to dive and lay out for that ball. I think it might have just clipped the ground right before it went in his hands, but that would have been a spectacular interception there and really shifted the momentum of this game.
And the line judge was right there on the play, so he probably had the better view than we did here in the booth. Now McMahon in I formation hands the ball up. That's to Broussard, and big hit there by Smoke Mungane to lay out the running back, Ari Broussard. 2-yard gain there for him. However, a big 3rd down here. Needs some momentum, needs something going for this FAU Owl defense, this Owl team as a whole. Needs a spark, needs some juice. The crowd comes to life here a little bit as the clock trickles below. 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter. TJ McMahon breaks snap by himself. Shotgun formation. Now signals for Art Broussard in motion alongside him to his left. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Takes the snap, looks right, looks over the middle, and pass deflected there. Great play conversion on the FAU defense. Looks like number 29, the linebacker, Jamie Pettaway, able to get their first conversion on the ball. What could have been an interception, honestly. However, we'll take the 3 and out. We'll take the ball back with 1:30 left to go in this first quarter. Back for the Owls is LaJonte Wester here to return the kick. Connor Hunt out to punt. And the kick is away. A little bit of pressure there, busting through the middle, however, not able to get home. Late fair catch there by LaJonte, definitely dancing with the devil there. Number 20, George Nyakwol, hunting him down, however, late fair catch there. We'll see the FAU Owls set up shop on their own 22-yard line. And we're going again without a commercial break, so non-stop football here over the last 10 minutes or so as we've seen some quick drives end for both Owls. Minute 25 left to go in the first quarter as time rolls on. N'Kosi Perry, shotgun formation, 4 to his left side. Jamal Edrine by himself. We see Jamal line up by himself so often here. The big body wide receiver able to handle himself. Motioning into the backfield is Johnny Ford, and he gets away. 40, 45, 50. Pushed out of bounds into Rice territory. Johnny Ford, his first carry in the game. We haven't seen a lot of Johnny Ford this year. Johnny Ford getting into the action on his first play, able to bust out for a 35-yard gain, getting the ball down to the 44-yard line for the FAU Owls. Great interior blocking there. The little man lost among the Giants, busting through, getting it down to Rice territory in the first play of the drive. This time, N'Kosi handing the ball up to Larry Mcmahon. Not quite the same success as this ball goes ahead for 2 yards. Bring him down to the 42-yard line.
See, that Johnny Ford is what you like to see from the FAU offense. All their games at home this season, they've had a lot of success running the ball up the middle and finding those gaps through the middle, not really bouncing the ball outside. And they've tried to do some kind of trickery runs today, trying to make things fancy, and just running the ball up the middle obviously works.
It does, and usually when you have those little guys out there, you do like to use the speed, but that's also part of the defense is planning against. And we see Larry McCammon get the ball again, and that's when we do try to see him run more up the middle. Or I'm sorry, that is Johnny Ford back in the game after busting free for that long rush. With 15 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, likely to see that be the last play of the quarter. N'Kosi looking over to the sideline, and the clock trickles down, and the FAU coaching staff, head coach Willie Tiger, looks to be content letting the clock roll down. The score is 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Jake Kelly, Nick Turok here, FAU Owl Radio, JK Productions. Thank you all very much for tuning in today. We will be taking a break here as dusk is falling upon here. Beautiful day here. Not any wind, not any rain, nothing here. Beautiful game, beautiful day for some football. Thank you all for tuning in. We will be right back. And we are back here at FAU Football Stadium. The score is 14-0. The Rice Owls have had a great first quarter of things. Over 160 yards on the game. Back-to-back drives that'll get into the end zone. The Owls here are putting together a drive backed on Johnny Ford's 40-yard carry. That being more than what he has in the season total so far, which was absolutely crazy to see after having 900 yards last year, what he's done or lack thereof this year. Now Nkosi dropping back, looking over the middle field, and hits his man sliding to make the catch. That's his wide receiver, number 8, Jaquan Burton there on the catch. Owls moving the ball on their third drive of the game. Now having the ball on the Rice Owls 28-yard line. Ball on the 28-yard line. Larry McCammon in the backfield alongside Nkosi Perry. Nkosi hands the ball up to Larry McCammon. Tries to go with the middle, nothing there. Bounces out to the left for a gain about 5 yards on the carry. We have some first quarter stats for you guys. Johnny Ford there, the leading rusher after that last carry. We'll get that into a second as Larry McCammon busts through. Little man making people feel the pain. Busting through there, getting down. It's the red zone, down to the 15-yard line. But Johnny Ford was the leading rusher with that long rush of 34 yards there. 2 carries, 36 yards. Larry McCammon, 6 yards on 3 carries. Nkosi Perry, 11 on 4 carries. Nkosi now shotgun formation, 4 to his right. And hitting man LaJonte at the 20-yard line is immediately dropped on the play. That's number 4, Marcus Williams there on the tackle. And that had the opportunity to be real dangerous. If Williams was paying a little more attention, he could still be running right now into the FAU end zone for their 3rd touchdown of the game, but he was not paying attention, but able to bust through and get the play there. So 2nd and 15 for the Owls. Nkosi Perry was only 1 of 6 with 7 yards there. He's gotten much more than that on his next 2 plays outside of that one there. Of course, LaJonte Wester being that one man with the 1 catch for 7 yards. Nkosi hits his man with LaJonte Wester, who came across the formation. Spin move makes one man miss, able to get inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9-yard line. So LaJonte comes on the reverse and takes the handoff from Nkosi, who's under center, rolls out to his left, able to make a couple guys miss with a spin move and getting within the 10-yard line. So now the FAU Owls are set up 3rd and 5 here on their on the Rice Owls 10-yard line. Nkosi shotgun formation, Larry McCammon in the backfield. FAU putting a very good drive here on their 3rd drive of the game. Larry McCammon in the backfield. Jaquan comes in motion and able to get down, fighting his way near the first down marker. Very interesting to see where the referees mark the ball. And the side referee, that being Walter Sloan, indicating as a first down. Could have been a touchdown, if not for Larry being a little undersized and a good defensive play by one of the defense linemen just to grab him with his hand. We could be celebrating a touchdown here. Our 1st and goal here for the Owls. Nkosi under center, I formation. Hands the ball up to Larry McCammon, bounces back, and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Owls! Larry McCammon with his 3rd touchdown this season. Joins Sapir Moby and Nkosi Perry with 3 touchdowns on this season. Great methodical drive there for the Owls, exactly in need of going down 14-0 earlier on in this game.
Yeah, that's a great way coming out here right at the start of the 2nd quarter, coming right back out, getting a touchdown, proving that they can actually move the ball now.
Yeah, we saw Rice doing everything they wanted on their first few drives there, and the Owls' offense had stagnated very early on, and with the kick good by Morgan Suarez, the Owls have brought it back within 1 score, 14-7. I was looking at the 2 on the time clock. 12 minutes, 5 seconds left to go. Larry McCammon joining the 3 club, 3 touchdowns now. Larry McCammon, Zubir Mobley, and Nkosi Perry all on the season, all rushing touchdowns. So Nkosi had a very good drive there, moving the ball downfield. And the Owls cutting away at this lead. Thank you all very much for tuning into FAU Owl Radio. We are here at Howard Schnellenberger Field, FAU Owl Football Stadium. Our Owls, our FAU Owls, taking on the Rice Owls, made this now a 1-score game. Score is 14-7. 12:05 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Jake Kelly, Nkosi Perry, You're not the Cozy Perry, are you? Jake Kelly and Nick Turok here. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll be taking a break. We will be right back. And we are here at FAU Football Stadium. The score is now 14-7 in the Battle of the Owls. Rice here getting the ball back, up 14-7. Coming out to kick for the Owls is number 36, Carter Davis. Deep back to return for the Rice Owls is number 1, Sean Fresh. Take the kick back. The Rice Owls have had themselves a very good first quarter. And after this kick, we will get into their stats and what we've seen from them through one quarter of play. Carter Davis, the kick is deep, and this is going to go through the back of the ends of the Rice Owls. We're taking over possession on their 25-yard line. The Rice Owls, stark difference from the FAU Owl offense in the first quarter. Quarterback TJ Mcmahon, 139 yards and a touchdown. Most of that coming on the long touchdown pass. That, of course, being to their leading receiver. Now on the season, Bradley Rosner, who's had himself a game so far. 3 catches, 126 yards, including that touchdown. He's really been the only thing going in the passing game. Cameron Montgomery's had a catch for 8 yards. Luke McCaffrey's had a catch for 5. So it's been all Bradley Rosner and TJ McMahon. TJ now under center, hand the ball to Ari Broussard, who makes one man miss. Make a second man miss, pushed out of bounds. Forceful tackle there on the play. Pushing him out of bounds was Armani Eli Adams. However, big play there on the first play. Out of scrimmage, Ari Broussard there. Ari only had 12 yards in the entire first quarter there. Ari doubles that mark now with that long 16-yard gain. The Rice Owls now have the ball on the 41-yard line. 11 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this second quarter. TJ McMahon, shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 1 receiver to his left, takes the snap, looks to his right, has a man crossing over the middle, hits his man over the middle, fell into FAU Owl territory. That's his tight end, Jack Bradley there. McMahon has been very comfortable. Nick, you said at the top of the broadcast that a key for our FAU Owls to get pressure on McMahon, and that simply has not happened so far this game. McMahon has looked very comfortable, has had his time, and has hit his men wide open over the middle of the field. Head coach Mike Lundgren has got to be very happy with what he's seen so far from these Rice Owls. Shotgun formation this time for McMahon. Alongside him is Broussard. Looking over the middle, looking to his left. Has a man wide open down the seam and just overthrows him. If he hits that pass, that's a touchdown. Isaiah Esdale was wide open on the left side of the field. Jalen Williams there on the coverage. Jalen Williams previously called for a pass interference call. That eventually led to a Rice Owls touchdown on the coverage there. However, the ball sails out of bounds here. 2nd and 10, Rice having the ball from their own 43-yard line. Under center, this time again is McMahon. Behind him is his fullback Johnson. Behind him is their running back who takes the snap up the middle. That being Uriah West with his first carry of the game. So that was still Ari Broussard there on the carry, bringing up 3rd and 8 for the Rice Owls.
This has really been a game of big plays so far. Saw they almost had the touchdown right there, just overthrowing them, but every real drive for these teams started with some sort of big play to really boost them over.
There has been a lot of big plays here as we go to 3rd down. Very fascinating that is the case from this Rice offense, who has now 202 yards. They only had 209 total in last week's victory of UAB Blazers. McMahon, shotgun formation, has another man wide open over the middle, and again overthrows his man. This FAU defense has had a lot of holes in it so far, and McMahon is just a little more clinical. He has a touchdown pass on 2 different plays so far on this drive. Had his man wide open Esdale earlier on the drive, and we look like to see that the offense is going to stay on the field. But this time, it was the quarterback turned wide receiver Luke McCaffrey, who's wide open coming across the middle of the field. He hits him in stride. He's in the end zone celebrating right now. However, 4th and 8 now. The Rice Owls elected to stay on the field. Very interesting decision to do so. However, 9 minutes, 53 seconds left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Looking to set the edge here. Man takes a snap, drops back, shotgun formation, pressure up the middle for the FAU defense, and gets home to him. Owls getting there on the sack. Getting there is number 95, Marlon Bradley, the 6'4" redshirt sophomore out of Deltona, Florida. Coming home on the sack, and they'll be taking the ball over on their own 45-yard line. Nick, really interesting decision there to go for it.
Yeah, if I'm the head coach for Rice, I don't really like that call. I'm the head coach, Mike Bloomgreen. I don't like that because now you just gave FAU so much more momentum than you would have if you just punted the ball to them, dropped them back between hopefully inside the 10. Now they have so much momentum here.
I really got to question that. However, Bloomgren trusting his staff, offensive coordinator trusting their guys. As N'Kosi Perry takes the shotgun snap, hands it off up the middle to Larry McCammon, fighting off the tacklers, and the little man just continues to carry the competition on his back, figuratively and literally. The leading rusher for this Owl offense, able to carry the ball over the 50-yard line. Very interesting decision. The FAU Owls putting together their first drive of the game with any merit, and this time the ball goes up the middle against Larry McCammon, this time getting across over the 45-yard line for the first down. But I do seriously got to question that decision. FAU takes the ball down on their previous drive, showed some spark, showed some fight, and instead of punting it deep, potentially punting them within the 10-yard line, you go for it on your own 40. Now FAU has the ball pretty much the same exact spot on their side of the field. N'Kosi this time faking the handoff up the middle, looking deep to the left-hand side, and overthrow. Ooh, just tipped pass. Great deflection there by number 4, Marcus Williams. And LaJonte taking a big hit there on the play. Jordan Dunbar lowering the shoulder there. It was clean, but it definitely had to hurt if you're LaJonte Wester.
And FAU was definitely a little lucky there because if that ball wasn't tipped in the air, that was probably actually an interception. That was a little overthrown, and there was a guy waiting right there for that ball.
Yeah, Dunbar was waiting there, waiting to pick the ball off. However, ball drops incomplete. 2nd and 10 here. Johnny Ford and N'Kosi Perry fumbling the ball. N'Kosi being just tossed like a ragdoll deeper and deeper back. That is going to be a enormous loss on the play. Yeah, Nick, you and I are here trying to count the hash marks. That's 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 22-yard loss on the play.
That simply just can't happen. I think N'Kosi's actually smarter play there would just been to dive on the ball instead of trying to kind of make a play out of that. I think that would have actually been the smarter kind of move to just take the loss at 10-15.
Or even pick the ball up and just heave it out of bounds, get it. Now, of course, as N'Kosi hands the ball off up the middle, to go into Larry Mcmahon. Safe play there. Safe play call by the FAU offense. So what was a promising drive, getting the ball over into Rice territory, stagnating after Nkosi Berry takes the snap and is hit immediately. They're fumbling the ball back, a 22-yard loss on the play. So the Rice risk of going for it on their own 40-yard line ends up not really hurting them too much, as they're going to be getting the ball back here after only one first down for the FAU Owls. Riley Thompson takes the snap and kicks it deep. Very good punt here on the play. Taking at the 2-yard line is their returner, number 1, Sean Fresh. Very good punt sees the Rice Owls taking the ball over on their own 13-yard line. We have 7 minutes and 26 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. The Rice Owls taking over possession deep in their own territory with a 14-7 lead. Thank you all very much for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. Willie Taggart is here in his 4th season as the Owls coach. The Western Kentucky alum with a win today would see his record here at FAU go back to 500. The 11-11 record for the 13th year man. He's been around the block. Started, of course, Western Kentucky. Then eventually found his way as the Oregon Duck head coach, the Florida State head coach, before calling his home here in Boca Raton, Florida.
If we look at a little bit into last week, we talked about records earlier. Actually had Tasia Young tie the record for FAU with the most interceptions returned for a touchdown. It was his 3rd pick-6 of his career last week against North Texas. That kind of put him into a little comeback mode, but ultimately that comeback was shut down after the second half started.
It was a good fight for the Owls last week against North Texas. Our Owls, unfortunately, falling on the road there. It's a score of 45-28. Last week, Nkosi went 26 for 50, so he was slinging the rock a lot, especially there in the second half against the North Texas Mean Green. Nkosi, 295, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. On the ground, Larry McCammon, 79 yards, led the way. And LaJonte Wester had one of his better games as an Owl with 10 catches, 113 yards, and a touchdown. For those of you who play fantasy football, that would be 29 fantasy points. And if you could get that from a wide receiver regular, you would absolutely love it. However, for the Mean Green of North Texas, their run game absolutely haunted the defensive front for our FAU Owls, with their leading rusher, Razdale, 16 carries, 119, and a touchdown, as well as Isaiah Johnson getting in the end zone on only 17 yards. The Owls now have fallen into a little bit of a losing streak here. First 3 games went 2-3, and things looked up after defeating Charlotte 43-13, losing on the road in a very hard-fought, tight loss to University of Ohio, that being a 41-38 loss, and then of course here at against Southeastern Louisiana, absolutely dominating 42-9. Then of course here in-state rivals, the UCF Knights, play them every few years, following their path into the AAC, fell 40-14. The game we saw the Owls have a lead for most of the first half, however, not able to put up a single point in the second half. The UCF Knights dominated, and then Purdue, the Boilermakers, a back-and-forth game which saw the FAU have the ball with less than a minute to go, able to try to tie the game. However, of course, not able to do so. And then, of course, we just went over the North Texas game. So Owls here against University of Rice looking to go back to 3-4, 2-1 in the conference so far on the season. DJ Mcmahon, the shotgun formation, 2 receivers either side, hands the ball off to Ari Broussard, who runs up to the right. A convoy of defensive players for the Owls there converge on the tackle. Dwight Toombs comes away here to get the tackle. Tasia Young also there on the tackle. 2-yard gain there. The Owls of Rice have the ball on their own 21-yard line with 7 minutes left to go in this first half. I was muted the whole time on this side. Sorry for those listening on FAU Hour Radio. An issue with my mic there. The Rice Owls have the ball now on the 15-yard line. Running the ball up the middle is TJ Mcmahon on a designated quarterback keeper. Getting the ball down to the 20-yard line now. 3rd and 4 here. The FAU Owls trying to get back off the field. Last time Rice had the ball, went for it on their own 40-yard line on 4th down. So FAU trying to get the ball back after a very disappointing drive last time they had the ball. 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. TJ Man, shotgun formation, 2 receivers either side. 3 receivers left, 1 to his right. Man in the backfield alongside him is Ari. And up the middle with pressure and getting to him. Number 29, Jamie Headaway there on the sack, bringing TJ McMahon all the way back to the 11-yard line. A quick 3-and-out for this FAU defense, looking to get the ball back with 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in this half.
And it's just a great play there by the FAU defense, really stopping that drive on a 3-and-out, gaining the momentum back. A deep punt here in the end zone for the Rice Owls. The Owls will have great field position now looking after this punt.
Yeah, LaJonte on his own 47-yard line, and an absolute shank of a punt. Love to see where this ball goes out of bounds. And as the side judge is marching his way back up the field and stops at the 35-yard line. So, Nick, when you said good field position, even we couldn't imagine this good a field position after a punt trickles out of bounds.
Yeah, so now we're looking at 5 minutes and 15 seconds left here. Hopefully the Owls will be able to put up some points here going into halftime. The Owls will get the ball at halftime. So if they can come into halftime, hopefully with either the game tied or maybe within 4 points, it'll be looking great for them to look into the second half.
Yeah, coming into this matchup, it was a matchup that the Owls of FAU were expected to take. This is the 4th meeting of the 2 schools. Today's meeting between the 2 schools, Rice holds a 2-1 advantage. FAU's only victory was actually the last matchup of the 2 schools that back in November 5th of 2016. The Owls were away in Houston, Texas, and took the W, 42-25. A combined 5 points were the difference between the first 2 games between these 2 universities. The last time these 2 Owls played, the Owls won by 17 behind a 257 rushing yard record by FAU's own Buffalo Bills running back Devin Singletary, the best running back this school has seen. His 3-score effort was combined by Jason Driscoll's 317 yards passing, 2 touchdown night. We saw the FAU Owls win that night. A win tonight as the sky is falling to a dark blue hue. A win for the Owls tonight with the program's 116th win and improve the Owls to a Conference USA record of 2-1, evening the matchup here of the 2 schools to 2-2, and send the Owls back on the road vying for a Conference USA championship. So far this season, we've seen 2 players on this FAU Owl team win Conference USA Players of the Week, that being after our first game of the season after against Charlotte, Justin McKinnon and Morgan Suarez, both with those honors. The student section has come a lot more alive. We did see them start to grow quiet earlier on in the game with the struggles that this team has seen so far. However, setting up on their own on the Rice 35-yard line. Some momentum here, looking to score before half and get the ball back, as Nick pointed out, on the other side of half. Ngozi Perry, pistol formation. 3 wide receivers to his left, Boatwright to his right. Behind him, I can't tell whether that's Johnny Ford, and it is Johnny Ford. Johnny Ford running to the right, getting a block from Boatwright, trying to get outside to the right. The little man gets out of bounds down at the 34-yard line for a 2-yard carry. A lot of work for just a 2-yard carry. We have 5 minutes left now on the clock. 2nd and 8 for our FAU Owls in Rice territory. Johnny Ford getting more work here. And this ball goes again to Johnny Ford, able to make a man miss as he gets across the 30-yard line.
This is a big drive here for FAU. Really need some points right here. Looking to close in on the end of this first half here. Really like some points here to actually drive them into the second half and make this more of a manageable game to be able to come back here in the second half.
Points here are very important. Nicosi, shotgun formation, Xavier Moat. We haven't seen a lot of him so far this game as Johnny Ford has gotten a lot more work. 2 wide receivers either side of Nicosi. Shotgun formation, takes the snap, drops back, looks to the left, and not able to hit his man. Hits him in the face mask, that being LaJonte Wester. So interesting decision here. You're on the 29-yard line. We've seen Morgan Suarez hit kicks of this distance. So far in the season, his long would be 43 yards. So we're looking roughly about the same. Actually, it would be 1 yard longer than his season high. And it looks like we're actually going to see a timeout called by Willie Taggart and his coaching staff. So they have some decisions to make here. Nick, we have the ball here. We need some points, certainly. What's your call? Do you go for it here, 4 minutes left to go in the half, or do you kick the ball and try to get 3 points?
I think it depends on the confidence of your kicker. I know we're saying his season long is 43. It's going to be about that kick. So I think the best opportunity here would give your kicker a chance, give him the shot to actually get this. This is going to be a 4th and 4. It's kind of a lot of yardage there to get when you're down 7. When you're down 7 already, I would take the field goal. Look to get the ball back to Rice with about 4 minutes left, hopefully with a 4-point game.
Sorry about that. Nick, you say that you should go for the kick. I like to just be a little gutsy. You're getting the ball on the other side of the half. At the end of the first quarter, Rice nearly had 200 yards, and they're still at that. So the last few drives we've seen this Rice offense not put up the same fight that they have been in the first quarter. So I say just be a little bit risky. Take the chance. Trust your quarterback. Trust these wide receivers. That ball simply just goes through LaJonte's hands. 9 times out of 10, you expect him to make that catch. He doesn't bring that up, so we do have decisions to make here as the offense is talking on the field. Morgan Suarez is creeping on. He's like, Coach, I can make this kick. And Morgan Suarez has proven himself to be a very good kicker, replacing Aaron Shariari after leaving last year. He's made all of his extra points and is 6 of 8 on the season, including 2 of 3 from 40 and beyond. So he has the leg to pick up a kick like this. It's just a matter of, does Willie Taggart trust the quarterback or trust the kicker?
I think it's kind of a matter of trusting your defense too. Because we're going out here, if you don't make this kicker, you don't get this first down, you're going to have to really trust your defense here. It's not really a case of trusting your offense, trusting your kicker. Yes, you have to put trust in them. But if they don't get it, the defense then will have to put up a big stop, because then if they miss this, they don't get a big stop here. FAU could go into the half and down multiple points, multiple touchdowns, which would definitely be then a mistake, not taking the points or not drawing up the right play or finding the right way to get this first down.
Yeah, it really just is a question of philosophy. It really depends on what you think about your offense and what you think about your team. And we're seeing that Willie Taggart is decided to trust the offense, as you point out, Nick, also trust their defense, that if they're not able to pick up this first down here, that they were able to hold up shop. Rice would get the ball around the 29-yard line. So Nicosi Perry, 4th and 4, 4 minutes left to go in this second quarter. Shotgun formation alongside him, I believe, is Larry McMahon. Jamal Edron comes in formation to the left side. Nicosi takes us that pressure up the middle by Rice, and the pass is dropped and draped all over Johnny Ford. Was number 33, Justice Cross, but no flag on the play. So we do see the trust there in the offense and essentially trust on the defense Now it is the defense's time to hold up to their end of the bargain as the FAU Owls not able to pick up that first down.
That's definitely one of those plays. And in most football games, there tends to be 3, 4, 5 plays that you can pick and choose and say, this is why the result of the game happened. And that's definitely going to be one of those points of this is why this game turned out to be that way, whether FAU wins or loses.
And it was a good play call. You had Johnny Ford using his wheels to line up against the linebacker, had the one-on-one there, and had him there for a second. However, the linebacker there appeared to get away with a slight hold, but the Rice Owls now taking over, faking the handoff is TJ McMahon. Ball batted there at the line of scrimmage there to bring up 2nd and 10.
This is here where there's trust is going to have to come into play here. 3 minutes, 52 seconds left here right before we go into halftime. And FAU's defense is going to have to make a big stop here and hopefully, honestly, make a stop quick here, get a 3 and out, and then get FAU the ball back, look for them to hopefully get a field goal.
Yeah, you don't want to go into half down 2 scores. This team needs something to build on, and we've seen it in a few drives able to move the ball. Now we see TJ McMahon look to his left, able to hit his tight end near the first down marker. That's his tight end, number 87, Jack Bradley, there on the catch to bring up a 3rd and 1. The Rice Owls has the ball really a 3rd and inches. So got to look out here for the QB sneak as McMahon is a pretty large man himself, looking to push the pile forward. Has 4 men in the backfield behind him, so I full on expect a QB sneak here. We see 2 fullbacks in the game. Please, I'd love to see the last time we've seen 2 backs in a backfield in a collegiate game. But we do see a timeout here. Mike Bluegren using his 2nd timeout. Sorry, his first timeout of the first half. Talking this 3rd down decision over.
So I think right here, if it's 3rd down, I think honestly, if I'm the coach here, I'm going for just a QB sneak. Trust your big boys, trust your quarterback just to snap the ball and get it in there. It's not a very long 1 yard, because there's a 1 yard in football could be a lot of different things. It could be inches, it could be a long yard. This isn't necessarily a long yard that they have to get, so it'd be most likely smart decision just to give it to the quarterback, have him dive forward, try and get this first.
Especially if you decide to put 2 fullbacks in the game, which is, absolutely outrageous. I've never seen that in my life, it feels like, with fullbacks. However, Guron, Fargon, as well as Jerry Johnson III there, back in the game. And it looks like that's what we're going to see. We're going to see 3 men behind TJ McMahon. The FAU defensive line is packed. We see 7 in the box here. And this is just going to be a battle of the wills. Who's going to get it? It's actually Micah Barnett as well as Johnson. And absolute bad decision there on the FAU defensive line. Looks like we have a offsides penalty. We have both sides pointing both ways. But from our vantage point, it looks like an offsides. Waiting on the referee's call. I believe that was number 8, Evan Anderson, who jumped offsides there. And that is indeed the call. Yes, Evan Anderson there on the offsides call. Had an opportunity in a game to stop them on 3rd down. However, fresh shot downs now for the Rice Owls.
Yeah, that's another. Honestly, that's the past 2 drives now where you could say pinpoint to a spot in the game where that's going to change the game. That was crucial 3rd down. Just got a little jumpy there.
McMahon now, shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right. In the backfield alongside him is Dean Connors, who I saw on a couple plays here so far. Snaps the ball, hands it off to Connors, and he's immediately stopped in the backfield, trying to wrap to his left. Nothing there. Jacob Merrifield, the redshirt freshman there on the stop, to bring up a 2nd and 12 for the Rice Owls offense. Clock now less than 3 minutes left to go in this 2nd quarter. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. Thank you for tuning in to JK Productions. Jacob Kelly, Nick Turok here. Night, again, fully upon us now. Can't see the ocean anymore. We know we're close by, but it's somewhere out there. Two receivers either side. Shotgun formation is TJ McMahon. Alongside him again is running back Connors. Connors this time rolls to his right and scrambling up the middle. Backing out of it, rolling to his right is McMahon. Tossing it to the sideline. And is that an interception? It is! Intercepting on the play. Smoke Mungan with 2 minutes left to go in the half. Little bit of toe drag swag there by Smoke Mungan. And we'll be taking the ball over on the 43-yard line.
And talk about a momentum shift right there. Couldn't get that stop on third down. Messed up, got a little jumpy, and then pulling up that interception right off like that, that's going to give FAU a huge boost of momentum.
That is huge for this offense. Opportunity here with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Fantastic play from the junior Smoke Mungan. Undersized, but not undersized in heart and ability. Able to get the interception there. Great play by Smoke. FAU taking over possession now. Nicosi under center here. Two in the backfield. Hand the ball up the middle is Larry McCammon. Larry McCammon there on the carry. With that interception, Smoke actually that was his first interception on the season. So Smoke had himself a great year last year. Now is one of the best secondary pieces on this Owl defense. Able to get his first interception there. Great play on the ball. Great read. Looking at the quarterback, seeing what he's going to do. Nicosi hands the ball up the middle. It's Johnny Ford making man miss. That's what he does. He's little. He's quick. You think you have him? You don't. Johnny Ford able to get the ball over the 30-yard line. Now FAU has the ball at the 29-yard line. And about every single flag there could be on the field. And what was a great play beforehand. Looks like we're going to have a false start against the Owls.
This is where they got to really be smart here, the Owls. Are going to have to find a way to put up points here, no matter if it's a field goal or a touchdown. They need points going in this half. We've got 1:36 left. Have to watch their clock management here.
That false start was on Brendan Borner there. Number 69, a 6'5", graduate transfer offensive lineman from Columbus, Ohio. Cozy now, 1st and 15. Hands the ball up the middle against Johnny Ford. Shifty man gets only 3 yards on the play. Getting the ball down to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 12. As the clock now rolls down to a minute left to go. You want to score points here. However, you don't want to give the ball back to Rice with the opportunity for them to put points on the board before halftime. 55 seconds left to go. The Owls have 2 timeouts left. Nicosi drops back shotgun formation, looks over to his right, has a man one-on-one coverage. Jamal Edron never sees the pass. Loses the ball in the lights. However, the ball likely too far out of bounds for him to make the catch either way. We now do have a 3rd and 12 here now on the Rice Owls 31-yard line.
The Owls just got to be smart here. No turnovers. Cozy, they're probably looking to pass here, or I could very well see a run right here to keep it on the ground, keep them in field goal range.
Yeah, you want to come away with points. You have to come away with points here. On the 32-yard line, Nicosi shotgun formation. Can't tell which running back it is alongside him. It is Larry McCammon. Fakes the handoff to Larry. Busting through the middle. Nicosi rolling out to the 30, 25, and is tackled down at the 24-yard line. So, Nick, that's what we're talking about. Get some yards, get better field position for this field goal. And as things stand, Rice not electing to call a timeout, which is very interesting to see. The FAU offense staying on the sideline, but we all know what's about to happen here. Drain the clock down to about 3 seconds left to go in the half, and see Morgan Suarez attempt a kick here as the seconds trickle down.
Yeah, I like that play there by Nicosi Perry. Not really risking anything too big. Drop back, had a little bit of time. Could have took a shot downfield. Was smart there. Took it up, took the run, took his time there to get at least a couple yards, make this field goal a little bit easier for Morgan Suarez.
it was a very experienced play by the Nkosi. Nkosi, the graduate, has had quite a lot of experience playing here in the South Florida area. Of course, the Miami transfer coming over here in his second season here with our FAU Owls. Nkosi, nothing downfield. He got the edge rushers at his back, decides to scramble forward, picks up a good 7 yards, make this a much easier quick kick for the left-footed kicker, Morgan Suarez. Willie Tiger Jr. out for the hold with the ball on the left hash. Ball at the 24.5-yard line. Looks to be about a 40-yard kick for Morgan Suarez. Officially a 42-yard kick. The snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. Morgan pushes that kick wide to his left. The FAU Owls will be taking the ball, though, in the start of the second half. The score is 14-7. Rice Owls over the FAU Owls. Nick Turok, Jacob Kelly here, FAU Owl Radio, JK Productions. Thank you very much for everybody for tuning in today. We'll be taking a break with everybody. We'll be back with you guys in 20 minutes. Thank you all for checking in. We will be right back. And we are back here at FAU Football Stadium. My name is Jacob Kelly. Nick Tarak alongside me. FAU Owls are trailing the Rice Owls 14-7 here. Boca Raton, Florida, FAU Football Stadium. Thank you all for tuning into FAU Hour Radio. Thank you all for tuning into JK Productions. As it is 7:49 at night. Thank you all for tuning in. The Owls of FAU, I've had to say that a lot, are going to be receiving the kick here as the start of the second half will begin shortly. The kick is away, and Jay-Sean Platt letting that trickle into the end zone for a touchback. So the Owls will take over possession at the 25-yard line. Nick, that wasn't a sharp start for the Owls in that first half.
Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of adjustments the offensive coordinator is going to did make during this break. Offensive coordinator Brett Dearman for FAU obviously had to make some adjustments. The inside run seemed to be working all right throughout the game, and the passing game wasn't terrible. At the time, just the receivers weren't able to come down with the ball. Perry overthrew one or two, so that's really what's going to have to come down to. Make sure hitting receivers, catching the ball, and just working on that game up the middle.
Yeah, the rushing game is always so important for our FAU Owls through the first quarter, which I'll get to that in a moment. As N'Kosi Perry under center hands the ball off up the middle to Larry Mcmahon. Plus through for 3 yards on the game. Johnny Ford, nice to see him out there, the leading rusher for the FAU Owls, 58 yards in the first half. Larry McCammon, 11 carries, 46 yards, did also get into the end zone. LaJonte Wester had a 10-yard carry. N'Kosi Perry had 18 yards himself. We haven't seen Jabir Mosley get a single carry so far through this game. Interesting to see that decision as Johnny Ford has been leaned upon a lot. N'Kosi Perry, shotgun formation by himself in the backfield, able to miss the edge runner, miss, gets across the 40, 45, diving all the way out to the 40-yard line. Huge play there by N'Kosi Perry to pick up 15 on the scramble. N'Kosi Perry there on a 15-yard gain, did have 18 yards in the first half, and according to our stats, only had 14 yards in the passing game. I thought he had more than that, but according to our stats here, 14 yards, and 12 of that went to Jaquan Burton. And then now this handoff to Johnny Ford, tackled at the line of scrimmage, or maybe even a loss of 1 yard there on the play for Johnny Ford. Riley Thompson has done a great job shifting the field position for the Owls. 4 punts so far, averaging nearly 50 yards a kick. So the Owls have some room here to grow, some room to improve as Johnny Ford is in the backfield again alongside N'Kosi Perry. Haven't had a lot of success. The ground game worked a little bit for the Owls. However, need to see us air the ball out a little bit more here in the second half. N'Kosi Perry, shotgun formation, takes a snap, looks to his right, looks to hit Jamal, and makes the acrobatic one-on-one catch. Jamal Edrine, the big body receiver, taking the ball out of the grasp of Jordan Dunbar, the corner for Rice. That's what the big body man does. He can go up and get the ball. He's our biggest wide receiver. Every other spot on the field on offense is all about speed. And Ryan's just you throw it to him, and he'll probably get the ball. N'Kosi snaps the ball, hands off to Johnny Ford, who breaks free. 35, 30-yard line. There is a penalty marker down, though. However, looks to be a hold that'll be coming back. What was a great dash by Johnny Ford is going to come back. And the ref's microphone not working there, so unable to hear who that was on the penalty there. That negates, though, a large rush there. Looked to be about a 20, 25-yard carry there by Johnny Ford. Very welcome sight for the FAU offense, seeing him involved, seeing his explosive runs, which we saw all of last season. Seeing his coaching staff giving him the trust back as the workhorse, as the top dog in this backfield for our FAU Owls. However, after that penalty, ball crosses back over into FAU territory. Larry McCammon checks in for Johnny Ford, takes the handoff up the middle, 50, 45, 40, gets pushed all the way down near the first down and may have even gotten beyond the first down marker. So what was a negative play on the previous play due to the penalty is immediately gained back. A 20-yard rush by Larry McCammon. Now the Owls going quick. N'Kosi Perry Handing off again to Larry Mcmahon. This time for not quite as good yardage, just have a 4-yard gain. But Nick, big rush there by Larry Mcmahon there.
I mean, a beautiful way just to have a big rush, get a penalty, bring back 10 yards, gain all those yards right back. It's a beautiful play right there.
6-31.
Larry Mcmahon stays in the game. Nicosi hands it off to him as he tries to bounce the outside. Nothing there. Cuts back inside. Just getting back to the line of scrimmage. FAU has the ball. 11 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Into Rice territory now with the ball on the 31-yard line.
With the tackle. Third down, 6.
Third down is 6. 2 receivers either side of Nicosi. Single man in the backfield, that being Larry Mcmahon once again. Nicosi in the offense looking over in the back towards the sideline. Mcmahon shifts from his right to his left. Jaquan Burton and LaJonte closest to us. Edrine up top in motion, cuts the inside of the slot. Nicosi Berry immediately has to scramble as the pressure from Rice gets in on him. And it looks like he does get back to the line of scrimmage. Bring up a 4th and 6 for the Owls here. And another decision to make. You have the ball on a 31-yard line. We saw Morgan Suarez miss a kick at the end of the half. So does Willie Taggart trust the kicker to make a kick on a second try, or does he trust the offense? And it looks like he's sticking with his offense. 3 receivers right, Larry Mcmahon to the right of Nicosi. On the far left side is Jamal Edrine. Closest to the sideline here on the right is Jaquan Burton. A lot of men on the line of scrimmage, and we see Rice jump off sides. 2 men on Rice jump off sides. A little bit of finger pointing on their side. However, it appeared at least to us that it was a offsides, and actually it was a false start. That being on 63, Nick Weber, the redshirt freshman from Coral Springs from Stoneland Douglas. So interesting to see what Willie Taggart does now. Instead of 4th and 6, it's a 4th and 11. And at least for the time being, it does appear he's sticking with the offense. So very interesting decision here by Willie Taggart. 3 receivers to his right. Larry Mcmahon to his left. Jamal Edrine on the far side, one-on-one coverage. And snaps the ball, pressured up the middle quickly, and able to hit LaJonte Wester for a first down is Nicosi Perry. Great job by Nicosi, standing strong in the pocket. LaJonte Wester with the out route just beyond the markers to pick up the first down. Going quickly are the Owls, snap the ball, handing it up the middle to Larry Mcmahon. This for a 2-yard gain on the play. Nick, we've seen Willie Taggart trust this offense on the field and pick up 4th downs, and that time they did it on the long 4th and 11.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal play by Nicosi Perry there, really staying strong in that pocket. Obviously, the Rice defense sent a crazy hot blitz at him, going one-on-one man coverage with all the receivers, and a great job by LaJonte Wester getting open, showing himself for the quarterback.
Absolutely, Nick. LaJonte did a great job there. Beat his man, get outside, get open. And he caught the ball, took a seat just beyond the first down marker. 2nd and 8. And this time, the Zavir Mobley gets his first carry in. For a moment, he saw a hole to the end zone. However, that was closed very quickly. On the tackle there was number 9, Kirk Lockhart. Let's bring up a 3rd and 5 now. The Owls now within the red zone, having the ball on the Rice 16-yard line. Nicosi, shot formation. Zavir Mobley alongside him to his right. 3 receivers to his right now. LaJonte comes in motion from the right to the left. Cuts out to the left, and Nicosi had him for a moment. However, ball does fall incomplete. Nicosi attempting to hit his man, Jamal Edrine. So brings up a 4th and 5 and another decision for this coaching staff. However, this time with a more manageable kick, Morgan Suarez, the left-footed kicker, is being sent on the field to attempt to narrow this deficit to a 4-point game. 8 minutes, 33 seconds left to go in this third quarter. FAU took the ball at half and has dropped the ball down here in the red zone of the Rice Owls. Morgan Suarez up to attempt his 2nd kick of the game. First one missed wide to left at the end of the half. This one is up. This one is good. It is true. Down the middle, Morgan Suarez brings the deficit now to 4 points as the FAU Owls trail the Rice Owls 14-10 here. 8.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Thank you all for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. James Kelly, Nick Tarock. We'll be taking a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, remember to start, because I was trying to remind you the first half. You were not saying the time at all.
Yeah,
trying not to say the time. Yes. Come on.
What?
You're a piece of shit. The umpire said he didn't go.
And we are back here, 8 minutes, 28 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Jacob Kelly, Nick Tarock, FAU Owl Radio here at FAU Owl Football Stadium, Howard Schnellberger Fields. Thank you all for tuning in this matchup of the 3-2 Rice Owls and the FAU Owls at 2-4, looking to increase their spot in Conference USA, currently sitting at 6th in the conference. With this win, you can see them jump all the way up to the third spot with a win over the Rice Owls. FAU took their first possession down the field, and with a Morgan Suarez field goal, brought this game closer. A 14-10 deficit now. 8 minutes, 28 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. The kick is back. Fair cut at the 5-yard line. There, we'll see the Rice Owls take the ball over at the 25-yard line. In the first half, we saw TJ Mcmahon throw 7 of 16. Did have the one interception. Smoke Mungan able to intercept him around the 50-yard line on the west side of the field. Throwing 164 yards and touchdown, most of that being on the long Bradley Rosner 78-yard touchdown pass. Rosner, the leading receiver so far for the Rice Owls, 3 catches, 126 and a touchdown on the ground game. Ari Broussard has led the way, 28 yards and a touchdown. Cameron Montgomery has had 21 yards himself. Rolling out to his right is Mcmahon, and is able to hit his man and ducks under the tackle. That being Bradley Rosner, catching it on the right sideline, getting the ball down to the 34-yard line, 2nd and 1 on the play.
And FAU has really had an answer for just about everything Rice is throwing at him, except number 2. Bradley Rosner has been all over him this game. And besides that, FAU has really found the answer after those 2 touchdowns. Haven't got much from the Rice offense.
Shotgun formation now. TJ Mcmahon, 2 receivers, 1 left, 1 right, 2 tight ends, each on the ends of the line. Handing it up the middle is Mcmahon. and getting across first down line down to the 37-yard line, the 38-yard line. That being the leading rusher, Ari Broussard. Courtney McBride there on the tackle. As Jacob Merrifield checks in the game for Evan Anderson. Fresh set of downs here for the Rice Owls. We've seen a lot of huddling, which I keep pointing out in this broadcast, something you don't see a lot with the modern college game. Also don't see a lot of fullbacks. We see Johnson third behind TJ McMahon. McMahon rolls to his left, has him on the left side. And is he able to drag his feet? The referees say no. Conversion talk about it. Trying to hit Bradley Rosner and incomplete pass on the play. I don't know about you, Nick. To me, I'm just going to say that looks like a completion here in college. You only need 1 foot down. And at least to me, it looked like an actual completion, but we'll take it.
I think he might have actually stepped out with his other foot first and then dragged that back foot down.
That's very possible. We're not seeing any challenges on the other sideline, so they're content to roll with the play. No challenge from Mike Bloomgren. TJ snapping the ball, handing the ball up the middle. Nothing there for him. Swarming defensive presence there from the FAU defensive line emerging from the pack is Latrell Jean claiming the tackle. FAU now third down opportunity here to get off the field. The Rice Owls 3rd and 10 here. 6 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in this third quarter. This is a big moment in the game. Nick, you keep talking about how games are often decided by moments that you will remember. This is a moment that FAU can take a stop and then has the opportunity to go down the field and with a touchdown will take the lead for the first time in this game. We see 4 men on the line of scrimmage pressuring TJ. TJ scrambling, getting out of the pocket, rushing up the middle, and is tackled at the 44-yard line. Tackled there by number 22, Jaden Williams. We've called his name quite a few times here. He did get burnt earlier on and was forced to take a penalty there. Pass interference call in the end zone, has himself a sack, and there has a big third down tackle in open space to bring down TJ McMahon and bring on punting staff for the Rice Owls. Out to punt, Connor Hunt. Deep back is LaJonte Wester. We've seen him back to return so much through this game. The FAU is playing a more punt coverage. And this ball goes out of bounds around the 20-yard line. As the referees converge, and it is, in fact, at a 20-yard line.
We'll have to see what kind of offense FAU brings out here. They've started to really push the ball down the field, even the last couple drives in the first half. They started to get in the zone, going for on fourth downs, going for on field goals. They just couldn't get it necessarily in the end zone. So this is a big drive right here where FAU has momentum, a field goal, a big third down stop. Now's the time to really take advantage, take the lead right here, put up a touchdown, put them ahead.
Yes, that lead would be so important here to take early on in the second half. Haven't seen the lead the entire game. The Rice Owls have maintained that all game long, but with 5:39 left to go in the third quarter, the FAU Owls will be taking the ball over on their own 20-yard line, trailing 14-10. Because Perry in this offense will be coming out here shortly, trying to move the ball downfield and get in the end zone. Thank you all for tuning in to FAU Hour Radio. Jacob Kelly here at Nick to Rock. We will be right back. Welcome back, FAU Owl Radio. Jacob Kelly, Nick Tarak. Our FAU Owls trailing the Rice Owls here halfway through the third quarter, 14-10 at FAU Owl Football Stadium here in Boca Raton, Florida. The Owls taking the ball over on the 20-yard line after a Rice Owls punt. Cozy Perry under center. Behind him is Zabir Mobley. Hands the ball to Zabir Mobley. Rushes to the left side of the formation. However, nothing there. Just about a yard on the play.
Zabir Mobley with the carry.
Zabir Mobley that's only his third carry of the game.
That's this running offense from FAU. It's kind of a three-headed monster. They like to rotate them with guys. No running back is ever really tired because they have three running backs that honestly all really do a job.
They really can, and we've seen a lot of success from them so far this season, especially Larry Mcmahon and Zabir Mobley. Zabir Mobley hasn't featured a lot this year. Johnny Farino can. Cozy Perry drops back, shotgun formation, hit as he throws, tries to hit Johnny Ford. However, ball trickles incomplete. They got a quick third down here. 3rd and 8 with the ball on the 22-yard line as the clock trickles below 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Cozy comes out, shotgun formation, 2 receivers either side. McCammon alongside him to his right in the backfield. We have LeJonte and Posey here on the right side. Far side is Wester. Or I'm sorry, is Edrine as take the snap. Looking deep, has his man at the 44-yard line. That would be number 86, Jamal Edrine, with his second catch on the game. The Rice Owls playing zone coverage there. Look to be a cover 2 and find the soft spot on the sideline was Nkosi to pick up a key third down there. Nkosi now a shotgun formation, 2 receivers either side. This time handed up the middle to Larry McCammon. And spiking his helmet on the ground is number 91 for Rice. That being Akena. I don't understand how you have that mental lapse in judgment. That's a personal foul penalty right there. So as long as there's nothing else, that's a free 15 yards for the FAU Owls. The referee is just discussing to make sure they get it right. And it is a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct call. You don't see that too often. Somebody just take their helmet off and spike it to the ground after the play.
Yeah, you really don't. And it's not like it was a big play for FAU either. That's just confusing right there. It's just a big mistake that's going to push FAU into Rice's territory.
I imagine he's claiming one of the FAU offensive linemen did something to him. However, if the refs don't see it, they don't see it. You can't make it worse for your side now by giving up a free 15 yards to the Owls, now pushing them over into the Rice territory. Nkosi under center. We've seen that quite a few times this game. Snaps the ball, fakes the handoff, looking down the middle of the field, and hits Austin Evans in stride to the 30-yard line. That 10-yard connection will be good enough to pick up another Owl first down. Austin Evans with his first catch of the game. Isn't used a lot in the pass catching game. We know he's a great blocker. However, that's just being his 5th catch of the year for about 72 yards. Able to pick up the first down there for the Owls. Now, LeJonte Wester in formation, in motion from left to the right. Nkosi hands the ball off. This time a reverse and back to Nkosi, looking down the sideline to Evans and has him. However, unable to connect with him as his ball goes out of bounds. So a little bit of trickery there. Ball initially handed off to Gary Mobley. Rolling, handing it off to Jamal Edrine, who rolls back and hands it back to Nkosi. Nkosi looks deep down the field to hit Austin Evans again. There is a flag on the play, so we wait to see the call on that one. If I had to guess, I assume it'd be an eligible man downfield due to the trickery of the play. And early indications would point that being correct. We're waiting on head referee Rory Bernard. Yes, that's Chaz Neal, the redshirt senior out of Tampa, Florida, there with the ineligible man downfield penalty called against him. Yeah, he stayed disciplined there on the trick play. It is initially a handoff. It is initially a run play. However, getting it back to the quarterback, turning it into a pass play, you have to make sure you're more aware of where you are on the field. So with that penalty being accepted, we have a 2nd and 15. I'm sorry, that's going to be flipped back to a 1st and 15 with that play not counted. Johnny Ford checks into the ball game for Zabir Mobley. 3 receivers to the left. LeJonte, Javion, and number 87, Jordan Young, has been getting quite a few snaps so far today. Jordan Young, only 3 catches so far in the season. 3 catches, 31 yards. The graduate hasn't caught a pass yet today, but he's been on the field quite a lot. Him lining up on the left side. And we have Jamal Edrine one-on-one here with safety help on the right. Looks like man formation from the Rice Owls. Dump off screen to Johnny Ford. Johnny trying to get out to the right and picks up 3 or 4 yards on the play. Johnny Ford with his first catch there of the ball game.
FAU today has been very good at getting their penalty yards back. They got a penalty. They've been very good at just getting that few yardage, 10 yards, whether it's 10, 5. Very good at getting it back quickly, then to finish the drive.
Let's see if they can finish the drive here, Nick. N'Kosi Perry by himself in the backfield. Corner blitz from the Rice Owls, and Johnny Ford left all alone on the sideline. It's pretty easy to lose the man, especially with these dark blue unis on. It's a lot easier for us, Nick. We were talking about the pregame show to be able to see the numbers for the Owls here, about with the dark blue jerseys and the dark blue sideline there. Compared to lose him there on the sideline, as the Owls now within the 20-yard line. N'Kosi by himself in the backfield, snaps the ball, looks over again. Johnny Ford, 3 plays in a row, hitting Johnny Ford with the pass. Johnny Ford catches the ball at the 16-yard line, trying to make some man miss, however stumbles and falls for a gain of 4 on the play.
This is really where FAU is going to have to take the lead right here. In the red zone, 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Really have to step on the gas here.
2nd down, 6.
You can't get this close and not put up points. Down by a touchdown. It's 7 points to nothing really right here. Zabir Mobley in the backfield. N'Kosi hands the ball to him. Busts up the middle. Getting down to the 8-yard line. Might just be enough for a first down. And the line judge indicates that is a first down. Derek Rosner pointing to bring the sticks alongside. We now have a 1st and goal opportunity for the Owls. 1 minute, 55 seconds left to go. Our FAU Owls trailing just by 4 points here at FAU Owl Football Stadium. Thank you all very much for tuning in. N'Kosi Perry in the game. Shotgun formation. Zabir Mobley stays alongside him in the backfield. This time, again, handing it off to him. However, a swarm of defensive players there. Initially in on the tackle was Chris Conti, and then laying the hit to finish everything off was number 9, Kirk Lockhart. No gain there on the play. Javion Posey checking back into the game. Interesting, no LeJonte Wester out here, the number 1 wide receiver here in the red zone. We've seen quite a few red zone touchdowns scored by him so far. Because he fakes the handoff and hits his tight end, who claims to not be down, however, is called down on the play. That'd be Carter Boatwright. We have seen Carter Boatwright's first catch on the season. Went for no yards, but I'm happy to see him get involved here in the passing game. So FAU has the ball, goal to go. However, 3rd and 8. LeJonte checks back in. So does that graduate receiver just mentioned, Jordan Young. Him, Young, and Javion Posey to the left. Jamal Edrine, as usual, by himself on the far right, lining up on the 0 of the 10. And Willie Taggart, not liking what he sees, decides to call timeout here with 23 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. FAU Owls trailing here 14-10 as the 3rd quarter runs down. 3rd goal here, the 8-yard line. Good opportunity to put some points up here on the board. Looking beyond this game, as Nick pointed out earlier on in the broadcast, we really have gotten through the meat of the schedule. Of course, that's starting with UCF in-state opponents, moving on to the Big 12. The best opponent on our schedule clearly fell to them here, of course, at FAU Football Stadium. However, then going on the road, tough opponent with Purdue, following 28-26. North Texas. It's been a tough matchup for a lot of schools so far this year. They're 2-0 in Conference USA, 3-3 overall. Those three games were pointed out as probably the three hardest stretch of games so far throughout the season. We have this matchup, of course, here at FAU Football Stadium against University of Rice. Next week, we have us going on the road to El Paso to take on UTEP October 22nd. The next home game will be here October 29th against UAB, which will likely be my last game here calling our FAU Owl men's football program. So I will be eagerly anticipating that game. And then on the road again for the next two games, FIU Panthers down in Miami, that matchup, the Shula Bowl we see every single year. And then Middle Tennessee, and our final game will be a home game here against Western Kentucky on November 26th, the weekend of Thanksgiving. So very excited to watch the rest of this season play out. Thank you all very much for tuning in today to FAU Owl Radio.
As we look ahead at that schedule, it'll be with the conference championship really in mind. FAU's 1-1 in the conference. North Texas that we lost to the other week is 2-0. And there's not really that much above them. There's not many conference games been played throughout these teams, but obviously looking into the rest of the schedule, there's a lot of conference games now that are going to be played and that will really decide this conference.
There will be a good opportunity for FAU to try to control their own destiny in the Conference USA. If they were to win out from this point on, it would see us finishing up with a 8-4 record. However, there is business to take care of here first before we look too far ahead. As the Owls have the ball here, goal to go on the 8-yard line, because we're still under a TV timeout. Again, thank you all for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. Thank you all for tuning in to JK Productions. Jacob Kelly, Nick Rock here on the call. Offense of FAU comes back out onto the field. Nicosi Perry, shotgun formation. Alongside him is Larry McCammon, Edrine and Young to his right. LeJonte to his left, looks at LeJonte, hits LeJonte. LeJonte's in the end zone, or is it a fumble? No call yet, and it is the worst case scenario for the Owls here. It appears that LeJonte fumbled the ball going to the end zone, ball trickling out of bounds through the end zone. And the Rice Owls will be taking possession over at the 20-yard line. I'm sure this will be reviewed to see if he broke the plane before the ball was fumbled. However, as things stand, it is Rice ball here on the field. And confirmation here from head referee Rory Bernard here, confirming the call on the field as a touchback. Trying to look at the big board here. LeJonte has to come back for the ball, reaches for the goal line, and at first glance, it appears he at least broke the line before that was punched out. Good defensive play there by number 1, Sean Fresh, the returner for FAU for Rice. A better thrown ball by Nicosi. If it was to his outside shoulder rather than his inside shoulder, certainly would have seen him easily get in the end zone. However, with all the replays which are being shown so far, the sideline seems to think it's a touchdown. The fans seem to think it's a touchdown. And quite frankly, I think it's a touchdown. Referees are under review. And everybody seems to be very excited and leaning towards believing it'll be a touchdown. But we'll let the referees go under review. While they take a break to do that, we will take one with them. So thank you all for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. We'll be eagerly awaiting the referee's decision. We will be right back. And we are back here as the referee is making his call, so we will wait to see. And it stands! Wow! Now, Nick, something you just pointed out, there is no pylon cam, and it does not appear there is a camera there on the end zone, so the referee is limited as to the views he has. But just based off the angles that were presented to us, that appeared that he crossed the goal line before a fumble. A play that doesn't go FAU's way that certainly could change the tide of this game. Rice does take possession now, though, on their own 20-yard line. Under center is their quarterback, TJ Mcmahon. Hand the ball to the right is their running back. That'd be Ari Broussard there on a 3-yard carry. Nick, what did you think? Did you think that was a fumble?
So I think it's really hard to overturn that play there. So I think there's got to be that substantial evidence that it really should be changed. And with the ability of just a college football game, there's not enough cameras, not enough reviews that we're able to probably get that substantial view of it. And on the field, it was called a fumble and then a touchback, so I think they're just going to go and keep it like that. If on the field it was called a touchdown, I don't think, honestly, they would have overturned it to then a fumble and a touchback. I think it's all about the call on the field, and the call on the field was a touchback, and that's what I think they're going to stick with. It's unfortunate for FAU. They would have had at least a field goal there, if not a touchdown, if that was at least just not a touchback. It's not a turnover. But they'll have to get a big stop here on defense, look to get the ball back and go down and score.
Yes, this defense now has to step up. The third quarter has just ran its course. FAU putting up the only points of the quarter, narrowing the lead with a Morgan Suarez kick. Coming outside of the break, the Rice Owls will have the ball up 14-10 with the ball on their own 22-yard line, 2nd and 8. Thank you all for tuning into FAU Hour Radio. This is JK Productions. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hope everybody's having themselves a good, safe evening. We will be right back. And we are back here. Rice Owls with the ball. Controversial call there at the last FAU drive as LeJohntay Wester is diving for the end zone. The ball is punched out by their corner, Sean Fresh. Trickles into the back of the end zone, out of bounds. Call on the field was a fumble and a touchback. That call stood, at least to us, and of course to everybody on the field that is supporting FAU. That appeared to be a touchdown. But here we are. Rice has the ball. 2nd and 8, up 14-10 here at Howard Schnellenberger Field, FAU Football Stadium. Here, 8:30 p.m., Boca Raton, Florida. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you for us tuning into FAU Owl Radio. If there is anybody on this hour walking around the breezeway, hope everybody's having a good night. Hope that everybody's staying safe as they go about their nights. We have TJ McMahon, shotgun formation, takes the snap, looks to his right, has man one-on-one, and unable to come down with the catch. That's his favorite target tonight, Bradley Rosner, who's in one-on-one coverage. On the coverage there was Jalen Williams.
That's a difficult play for a corner there. That's a big man to be covering right there. As we said earlier, he's 6'5". Jaden Williams is 5'11". That's a big guy to be covering right there one-on-one. Nice play right there.
It was very coverage there by the undersized corner on the big man. Big man who has dominated this secondary all night long. Man takes the snap by himself in the backfield. Pressure up the middle is FAU, and sailing his ball is Mcmahon, who ends up on his butt. We've only seen 1 or 2 sacks so far tonight by this FAU Owl defense. Jalen Wester there on the pressure on the quarterback. The freshman here putting in work. With that controversial call on one side, the Owl was able to get 3 and out on the other. And with 14:48 left to go in the beginning of this 4th quarter, with LeJohntay Wester set up at his own 40-yard line, the Owls are getting the ball back. Connor Hunt has not had himself as good of a game as Riley Thompson as he punts this one deep. This one a better punt. Fair catching is LeJohntay. Maybe could have had some space to run. However, I'd like to take the fair catch, the safe option there. FAU setting up on the 37-yard line. So the beginning of the 4th quarter here, only 20 seconds off the clock. Still a 4-point advantage for the Rice Owls over the FAU Owls. Rice looking to take their 3rd victory over our FAU Owl football program. Jacob Kelly, Nick Turok, thank you all for tuning in to FAU Owl Radio. We'll be taking a break. We will be right back. And we are back here with FAU taking possession on their own 37-yard line after a quick 3-and-out by the defense. Cozy Berry under center here with Larry Mcmahon behind him in the backfield. 2 wide receivers left. Hand the ball off to Larry Mcmahon is N'Kosi Perry. Larry Mcmahon rushing the ball up the middle for a 3-yard gain. Gain the ball to the 40-yard line. Through 3 quarters, this FAU offense. Larry Mcmahon leading the way on the ground, 77 yards and the touchdown. Johnny Ford, we've seen get a lot of action so far today. 58 yards on the ground as well as 22 yards in the passing game. Xavier Mobley got more involved there in that last drive, 11 yards on the ground so far. Because he snaps the ball, fakes the handoff, does hand the ball off, and getting through the defense is Larry Mcmahon. Tackled in the open field, great open field tackle there by number 9, the safety, Kirk Lockhart. Saves a touchdown there because if not for him, Mcmahon was gone. Busting through there, getting into the Rice Owls territory now. Because he hand the ball up the middle again to him. No such luck on this play. Quint T-Tray there on the tackle there. Great burst through from Larry Mcmahon there to pick up the first down there on the previous play.
That's what they have with luck by FAU. They've had a lot of big runs in this game, and it seems right after they have a long run, they flip out right away and do a quick run again, and it almost never seems to work. I feel like they should take their time after that long run.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing Madden and you just quickly push triangle and you're like, screw it, they don't think I'm going to do the same thing. Well, guess what? They did the same thing and you didn't get quite the same result. However, the FAU Owls in the Rice Owls territory, N'Kosi drops back. Clean pocket, has all day to throw. Nothing open there. Has a man on the sideline now and does eventually find him. That being, I believe is that Johnny Ford again, or is that Jaquan Burton? That is Jaquan Burton there, who through 3 quarters of play only had 1 catch there. However, just got his 2nd catch of the ball game. We see a big boy down on the field and a flag on the close sideline here that I didn't see, which is being blocked by my laptop. Based off the position of it, it could be a defensive holding call since it's at the first down sticks. Refs convening to discuss what the potential penalty will be.
It looked like kind of over there on that sideline, there was a bunch of kind of receivers, corners kind of mushed together, and both referees at the same time threw their flags out. So it was definitely something obvious, but we were more looking at the other side of the field, so couldn't exactly see what that penalty will be.
So we see actually a personal foul call, which will be a 15-yard penalty on the end of the run, which will see FAU in great field position here as the lineman for the Rice Owls is able to walk off the field under his own power. That being the nose tackle, the Braylon Carroll. Said his name once or twice so far this game, getting pressure up the middle. That would be a big loss for the Rice Owls. However, FAU, again, find themselves in the red zone. Ball on the 20-yard line. Driving right here. Got the ball at the 38-yard line. Now down in the 20s. Cozy Perry, shotgun formation. In the backfield alongside him is Larry Mcmahon. Close to his left is Marvin Landy in tight end. And pretty much a fullback for this offense as he hasn't picked up a single catch so far on the season. Not sure what the holdup is as the refs are standing over the ball. Currently, the head referee, Bernard, is over talking to the head coach of Rice. So, again, not exactly sure what they are discussing. But to finish up, talking about the FAU stats through 3 quarters, LaJonte Wester is the team's leading receiver. N'Kosi only has 101 yards on the day so far. LaJonte 4 catches on 7 targets for 25 yards. Johnny Ford, who we've seen have another catch so far in the game, has himself 4 catches on the game. And Jamal Edron also has 2 catches for 32 yards. N'Kosi hands the ball up the middle on the first down play. Not much there for a 2-yard gain. Larry Mcmahon there brings the ball up for 2 yards to the 18-yard line. Two-yard gain on the play as Nkosi Perry and this offense looks to get in the end zone for the second time today. 12 and a half minutes now left on the clock. 14-10, Owls lead the Owls. Rice Owls that be in the lead. Carter Boatwright shifts in formation into the backfield as fullback. Nkosi hands it up the middle to Larry McCammon. And again, not a lot there. The run game has been do or die. It's really been a large play or nothing at all. We saw the nothing there again.
This is where FAU struggled. Just haven't had success deep into the field in the red zone. Haven't been able to do really much. They had the one touchdown, then they had the fumble. They just haven't found much in the red zone here.
Nkosi shotgun formation with McCammon alongside him. Went for the quick snap, then looking over to the sideline. Nkosi with Johnny Ford alongside him in the backfield. Two wide receivers either side. Burton and Wester to his left. Looks to his right. Has a man one-on-one with Jamal Edrine. And what's the call? Touchdown, Owls! Jamal Edrine, his third touchdown of the season. The man eats one-on-one coverage for breakfast, coming down with a touchdown. The Owls, the FAU Owls, have taken the first lead of the ball game now, 16-10, 11:22 left to go in this fourth quarter. Great read by Nkosi Perry, looking off the safety man coverage there. It was one-on-one. We've seen Edrine come down with those balls time and time again. Morgan Suarez now to attempt the extra point. They kick it up. The kick is good. The FAU Owls now with their first lead of the ball game. If there isn't a better time in the fourth quarter, I don't know what is. 11:22 left to go in this game. 17-14 FAU.
And that's a beautiful play right there. Really finding his receiver out there. Taking that cut outside, looking back, shoulder right there, and that's his guy. We keep talking about number 2 over there for Rice, Bradley Rosner. He's 6'5". Right there, Jamal Edrine is 6'3", 214 pounds. He's a big guy to try and guard in the red zone like that. Toss it up to him. Let the big boy go up and try and get the ball. That's what he did. That's what he did right there. And they put up 7. Now they're leading 17-14 with 11 minutes and 22 seconds left. And we'll be right back when they kick off.
And we are back here. 11 minutes, 22 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Jamal Edrine One-on-one coverage, it does not matter. You cannot guard that man. With a touchdown in the right corner of the end zone, FAU Owls take the lead here, first time in the game here. 17-14 with less than 12 minutes left to go in this game. The kick is off, the kick is deep, and another kickoff out of bounds. Something you can't have, giving the Rice Owls good field position as they'll take the ball over at the 35-yard line. That's the second time so far this game we've seen a kickoff go out of bounds. That is mistakes you simply cannot be making. Special teams coordinator Chad Lunsford has got to be heated. Not wanting to see them. So the Rice Owls now have the ball at the 35-yard line. Coming out of shotgun formation, close bunch formation. Now the wide receivers spread out. Far side is the lead wide receiver, Rosner, on the left, faking the handoff up the middle and passing it, getting it down to the 47-yard line of FAU. Hitting his target, being number 10, Luke McCaffrey, is TJ. Penalty marker on the play. We wait to see what the call is. After that penalty, 1st and 10 now, 37-yard line. Yes, penalties eating up both teams. It has been a sloppy game here. Now, TJ hands the ball up the middle to Ari Broussard, who fights his way down to the 30-yard line for a gain of 6 or 7.
Ari Broussard, the ball carrier. Number 8, Evan Anderson.
Evan Anderson there on the tackle. 10-20 left to go in this fourth quarter. Ball on the 30-yard line for the Rice Owls, looking to regain the lead after Jamal Edrine touchdown sees FAU take their first lead of the ball game. Two running backs, shotgun formation alongside TJ. TJ hands the ball off to the right. That going for about 3 or 4 yards on the play. Cameron Montgomery gets, I think that might have been his first carry of the second half. Penalty marker is dropped on the play, though.
This Rice offense now actually moving this second half, haven't really found much offense.
And there is a dead ball personal foul penalty. That could be on Jaden Williams. He's been all over the field today. Penalty marker there flies on him, with the Rice Owls now moving within the red zone.
And just another, like I was just saying before, just another sloppy play, just unnecessary penalties that are just hurting both teams. And right here, it's really hurting FAU, giving the Rice Owls a chance now to score with 9 minutes, 40 seconds left in this fourth quarter here. FAU up 3.
First down, 10.
Trying to maintain this lead here as the clock gets closer to triple zeros here in the fourth quarter. McMahon, shotgun formation. McCaffrey and his running back Montgomery alongside him, handing off against Montgomery, busting through, trying to get his tackle here, Albert, not able to bring him down. As you tackle out of bounds, there is another penalty flag on the play. How many plays in a row is that now? It seems like every play of this drive has had a penalty of one side or the other.
I think it might have. I think that might honestly be like 2, 3, 4 might be plays in a row with a penalty.
I think 4 is right, and we'll see who this one's on. FAU's been getting bitten a lot here. Eventually, one's got to go against us. And yet again, we have another penalty. We have another penalty on the FAU Owls. If you're of age, drinking game for all the penalty flags thrown against the FAU Owls tonight. It's been a sloppy performance, to say the least. You're looking to turn the season around, start the season 2-4. Not high morale around the team as things stand. And now as the opponent gets closer and closer to the end zone, more and more penalties on you. You can't have that. If they run play up the middle here, Ari Broussard, no gain on the play.
That is, and FAU is now given 60 yards worth of penalties this game. Gotten 8 penalties over the game and 60 yards. And I mean, 60 yards is more than half the field worth of penalties. And that just really can't happen.
That can't happen. You're trying to get some momentum. You're trying to turn your season around. You think this is when the schedule gets easier. However, you can't be shooting yourself in the foot like this. Now, within the 10-yard line are these Rice Owls, 2nd and 4. Snap the ball, faking the handoff, looking to his left, looking in the end zone, has a man, and is it intercepted? It is! Great defensive play there by the Owls. Looks like number 31, Dwight Toombs on the play. The ball was deflected up in the air. He comes down with it in the end zone. After a sloppy play, we've been criticizing him a lot here, Nick. At the end of the day, it is Owl football, FAU Owl football. Owls taking over possession on the 20-yard line with the touchback.
And that's a game shifter right there. The Rice Owls were driving, were looking to score, was looking like they were going to score, if not at least get 3. And just a bad throw there, bad decision by TJ McMahon. And now the Owls are going to have the ball. And if they can work this clock right, maybe put up some points, they can virtually get this game near close to an end.
It was a very tight throw there. Not a lot of space between the secondary man and the wide receiver, number 10, Luke McCaffrey. With the interception, the Owls take the ball over 8 minutes to go here. The first drive, they've been able to walk out and have a lead and say, I'm in control. I'm dictating things. The second interception there on the game that TJ has thrown, Owls have a good opportunity here. Hand the ball off to Xavier Mobley up the middle for a gain of 6 yards is N'Kosi Perry. Xavier getting more involved here in the second half than he was in the first half. Trayshawn Jalen there on the tackle. Checking back into the game for the Owls. Jacob Paisley, the redshirt freshman tight end, hasn't got a lot of playing time this season. However, here late into the game, makes an appearance. N'Kosi under center. Xavier in the backfield. 2 receivers either side. Edron 1-on-1 over here on the left. N'Kosi snaps the ball, hands off to Xavier Mobley, who takes an outside rush to the right. The rushers of Rice Owls able to break, contain there, get the tackle here. However, 2-yard gain gets closer and closer to a first down here with 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Javion Posey, Carter Boatwright checking out the game for the Owls. Sitting in the backfield is Xavier Mobley. FAU with a tight trips formation to the right. Marvin Landy now slips more into the backfield. N'Kosi with the pitch, gets the outside is Xavier Mobley, and is able to pick up the first down. Big first down there to keep the clock ticking away with the first down there for the Owls. All three of those plays going to Zubiri Mobley. Zubiri was able to pay them back, getting the first down there.
Yeah, that is really a huge first down. They're able to kind of now work more of the clock and obviously now try and get some more points up on this drive.
Clock now at 6:18 and rolling. Zubiri still in the ball game. To the left side of Nkosi Perry, three receivers to the left. Nkosi fakes the handoff this time, and whatever he decided, there was nothing there. Great pressure from the edge there by Rice. That was number 12 there. Josh Piercy with his first sack of the ball game. Backing the Owls up an additional 5 yards back to their own 28-yard line. Zubiri staying in the ball game. Nkosi Perry under center. Big man Marvin Landy playing fullback. Zubiri behind him. 2 receivers left. 1 to the right. Handing off is Nkosi. Zubiri making a man miss in open space and getting just beyond the original line of scrimmage back to the 37-yard line. We will have a 3rd and 9. 5:15 left to go here. Jake Kelly and Nick Tarock, thank you all for tuning into FAU Owl Radio. Big game here for our FAU Owls. 3rd matchup ever of the Owls versus the Owls. Rice 2-1 on the matchup. We have a Rice player attempting to get off the field. No quick snap there, but there is a timeout called either way by the Rice head coach Mike Bloomgren. As his man was running off the field, Nkosi was not able to notice that to get the quick snap off. But we do have now under 5 minutes left to go in this this 4th quarter, as a matter of fact. Taking a look around the college football landscape, we've had some very good games and some good games still going on in state. Not necessarily rivals. I don't often see them playing each other, but Clemson and Florida State currently going on up in Tallahassee. That game is tied at 14 apiece. Michigan earlier today dismantling Penn State, which was a very weird game at half. Penn State had only 1 first down, but had the lead 17-14. 17-14, but that did not last as Michigan overwhelmed them in the second half as they continue to look like a playoff favorite this year. Ole Miss takes care of Auburn at home, 48-34. Oklahoma back on the winning side of things, taking down quote-unquote America's team with the University of Kansas finally coming kind of back to reality, back-to-back losses here, 52-42. Texas narrowly escapes an upset at home, Iowa State. Georgia blows the doors off of Vanderbilt, 55-0. But I think Nick and I can do that, just the 2 of us. But the game everybody watched today that everybody cares about, Tennessee taking down the University of Alabama. Nick, you and I are very fortunate to catch the end of that game up here in the studio. As Alabama, they've looked rough a few times throughout the course of the season. Falling today, Bryce Young, not really any fault of his own. 455 yards, 2 touchdowns, but Malik Hooker, if I have a vote for Heisman, Malik Hooker is my favorite as things stand. I know my cousin Sawyer, Tennessee fan, I'm sure was at the game today. 21 of 30, Malik Hooker. That's the safety in the NFL. Hayden Hooker, that's outrageous. Hayden Hooker, 21 for 30, 285. 5 touchdowns. Malik Hooker probably could win Heisman if he came back to college football. But Malik Hooker is an absolute baller. He's had himself a fantastic season. Favorite target, Jalen Hyatt, had himself a game, 6 catches, 207 yards. And listen to this, 6 catches, 5 touchdowns. Hyatt caught all 5 of Hooker's touchdowns. Gives for Alabama a potential first-round pick, 103 yards, 3 touchdowns. Absolutely fantastic game. Hope you guys were able to catch that. However, thank you all for tuning into this game as our FAU Owls have the ball up 3, 4:55 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. After a Rice timeout, the Owls coming back out onto the field. Nkosi Perry in shotgun formation, 2 receivers either side of him. Snaps the ball, drops back, looks to the left, And miscommunication there between Nkosi and Jamal Edgerine. Jamal on a comeback route had one-on-one coverage. He's been blanketed by Jordan Dunbar all day long. And it would be interesting to see the result of that one-on-one opportunity. However, it falls incomplete due to the miscommunication. And out to punt is Riley Thompson. Riley Thompson out for his 5th punt on the day, has been averaging 50 yards a punt so far.
Riley Thompson for FAU.
And snaps the ball. The punt is a line drive low kick. Take it at the 25-yard line. Running towards the sideline, getting to the 35, 40, 45, cutting back 50 into FAU territory. Great return there. I believe that was Sean Fresh there on the return.
And that's how you want to start right there. For Rice, giving them a nice, great field position here. They're down 3 with 4 minutes and 34 seconds left. And with this field position, that is absolutely more than enough time to get down and get a field goal. And we'll have to see what TJ Mcmahon is able to do here.
This is the crunch time, and FAU does have a man down on the far side. So as the training staff tends to him, we will take a break. FAU with a slim lead, 17-14 here. 4.5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Thank you all for tuning into FAU Owl Radio. My name is Jake Kelly. Nick Taruck alongside me. We will be right back. And we are back here at FAU Football Stadium. Jacob Kelly here, Nick Taruck. After a great punt return, the Rice Owls have the ball already in FAU Owl territory at the 47-yard line. McMahon takes the snap, fakes the handout, looks down the middle of the field, has a man in one-on-one coverage, and incomplete pass there. I did see a little bit of jersey tug. However, pass incomplete. Target on the play was Luke McCaffrey. We have 2nd and 10 here. Again, Jacob Kelly, Nick Taruck, hoping everybody's having a great night so far. Thank you all for joining us in here on the broadcast. 4.5 minutes to go. We've seen FAU really playing spurts. Sometimes this offense is hitting and is on fire, and we've seen 2 really good touchdown drives. However, other times we've seen some sputtering moments from this offense and some on the other side, some costly penalties on defense. McMahon snaps the ball, fakes the handoff, looking over the middle of the field, and just launches the ball deep. And in center field, it is intercepted with his 3rd interception tossed on the game. This one being tossed to Armani Eli Adams, who's just playing center field. I mean, you don't get an easier touchdown than that. There was nothing there. I mean, nothing there on the play. Adams just had to sit under. He overthrew his wide receiver deep down the field. The ball calmly fell into Armani Adams' hands. Armani Adams also getting his 1st interception on the season. Something I'd like to note, Dwight Toombs, who had an interception a couple drives ago, got his 3rd interception on the season. So we pumped the ball away, saying that Rice has an opportunity to go down and score. Now FAU up 17-14, 4 minutes, 18 seconds left to go. If played correctly, can hold the ball for the entirety of the rest of the game. We'll see how this goes. N'Kosi Perry under center. Behind him is Larry McCammon. I'm going to assume we will see a boatload of rushing plays here. Jamal Edrine left, LaJonte to the right. And this ball does go up the middle for a very brief game. Maybe one very minimal game. Gentry there on the tackle. McCammon checking out. Johnny Ford checking in. LaJonte checking back in as well. Jordan Young checking in. Trips right. In the backfield is Johnny Ford. On the left side is Jamal Edrine. We've seen the safety help out over Edrine more in the second half than we saw in the first quarter, as you don't want to leave that man alone. Johnny Ford takes the carry and looks to be a horse collar tackle, and there is the laundry on the field. He's too fast. Johnny's too quick. You can't get your hands on him, and when you do, sometimes you see that pulled down by his collar. That's going to be an additional 15 yards as the Owls will move it downfield.
And that's a huge penalty right there. And we were correct on that horse collar tackle. And that's going to be a huge penalty. It's first down for FAU with 3:30 to go. And if they really can find a way to work this clock right, they could end this game. With Rice University only having 2 timeouts left, they got 2 timeouts left, and it's going to be hard for them to actually stop the clock here if FAU can get 1 or 2 more first downs.
Yeah, that was a clear horse collar there. If he continue to move the ball, Nick, it would be a good opportunity for the Owls to come away with the victory here. I believe that call was on the defensive lineman, Gene Hargrove, the freshman there, getting his paws on the neck. Johnny Ford taking the handoff again and runs straight into the welcoming arms of the defensive lineman, number 91, Ikenna. Ikenna versus Johnny Ford is putting it nicely, a gross mismatch. Johnny Ford might be the smallest guy on the field. Meanwhile, Ikenna, him and Quentin Petre are the 2 biggest guys on the field. And with that play going behind the line of scrimmage, we will have a 2nd and 12. But before that, we have a timeout. Timeout called by Rice as they like to try to preserve this clock to get another chance at the ball. Rice had a great first half. There's no denying that. However, with only around 50 yards here in the second half, their offense has sputtered. A lot more answers from this FAU defense, including 2 interceptions. Armani Adams getting the most recent one, his first interception on the season, playing center field. FAU now has the advantage in the yards category. On the ground, 188 yards, which is a norm for this offense at this point, and then 126 passing yards, not N'Kosi's best day. However, if you get the victory, we'll take it. 314 yards total for FAU as opposed to 255 for Rice. This handoff, again, goes up the middle, and again, there's nothing there. Larry McCammon takes the ball, no gain on the play. And another timeout is called. That, I believe, is Rice's last timeout of the game. And with that timeout, we're just going to take a brief break. We will be right back.
I think it was.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in over on my YouTube stream. Proud Babylonian, go Rice. No, we don't. No, we don't like that. But I do like that you're watching, so appreciate you. And when you're done watching, just go ahead and click down there. Got a lot of wonderful content, mostly NFL related. A lot of Miami Dolphins, where the content, as you know, we are here in South Florida. We are back here. FAU Football Stadium, 17-14. FAU Owls with the lead over the Rice Owls. Cozy Perry has the ball, 3rd down and 12 to go. Hands the ball up the middle to Larry Mcmahon. And interesting decision there to not try to throw the ball. But the Rice Owls, after stopping the FAU Owls, after a punt here, will be getting the ball back with around 2 minutes left to go. Rice used the final timeout they have. And we'll be getting the ball back here as the clock is now at 2:30. The game clock, 2:30. The play clock is at 18. So about a 8-second difference or so. Sorry, I couldn't get that out there. With about 2 minutes left to go in this game, Rice has the opportunity to march the ball back downfield and at the very least tie the ball game. And Willie Tiger chooses just to let this clock bleed all the way down. With 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this ball game, Rice began the ball at the other side of this timeout. Let's go. Thank you all again for tuning in to the stream. I'm currently muted on the FAU side of things. Who was that?
Waldo.
Oh, what a beaut.
He's 23 years old.
I've never even seen that boy before.
Well, no, it's crazy. It's his first year in the league. He's 23. I think Glaber up right now. He's 24.
It's just like Glaber's been there forever.
Yeah, Glaber's so young.
Oh, sweet. And we are back here after the timeout by Willie Tiger. Willie Tiger and this FAU coaching staff. 1 timeout left in their pocket. So the ball game will be here in the hands of the – that ball was nearly blocked and maybe even gotten a little piece of it as it was a very low arching punt. And there's a fumble. However, called right back into the arms of one of the return men for Rice. We saw Sean Fresh take the punt and fumble it. However, thankfully for him, Chike and Ibogu right there on the play to retain the ball. If not for him, there's all Owls in the vicinity. But with exactly 2 minutes left on the clock, this Rice football team, led by TJ Mann, will be heading back out there with an opportunity to either tie or win the game. This is the biggest drive of the game. The Rice Owls have not had a great second half up to this point, but have an opportunity to change the script, to change how things have gone for them. Get in the end zone, get a field goal, or will our FAU Owls stop the McMahon drops back, looks right, looks over the middle, pressure up the middle, unable to get it down, shuffling it over to the left-hand side. Ball is caught and brought to the 38-39 yard line. Pass was caught by Dean Connors there. Great ability by TJ McMahon to get out of the arms of Evan Anderson. Quick snap now. TJ McMahon looking down left of the field. Doesn't see the edge rusher coming across. Ball is underthrown. Tasia Young coming back to it. Nothing there on the play. Ball falls incomplete. We see a lot of a big call. Kobe Campbell calling for a pass interference call as that ball was underthrown. It's similar to what we saw in the end zone earlier on in the game. A defensive pass interference call on the underthrown ball. This time, no such call. FAU now, big 3rd down. 3rd down and 5 to go from the 39-yard line. This is 4th down territory, obviously. But 3rd down and 5 on the 39. Rice goes with TJ McMahon in the backfield by himself. Now he's calling Connors to be him by his side on his left. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. McMahon takes a snap, looks over the middle, has all the time in the world, and the ball falls incomplete. Attempting to hit his man, Bradley. Rosner there on the play. Great coverage on the play. Number 3, Eddie Williams there on the pass, deflection. The middle linebacker playing drop back coverage there. Big 4th and 5 here. Biggest play of the game for both of these Owls. The game rides on this play. Will TJ McMahon come down, get a first down, extend this game? Will this FAU Owl defense hold up, finish things up, and move the team to 3-4 and the losing streak, in the 3-game losing streak here? Ball snap, man drops back, looks to his right, and the ball pass incomplete! Pass deflected there. Who else but Smoke Mungan? Undersized in stature, not in heart. Deflects the pass, the ball falls incomplete. The FAU Owls be walking out of here, walking out of Howard Schnellenberger Field, walking out of FAU Football Stadium with their 3rd win on the season, ending a rough stretch of things. We've seen our FAU Owls lose 3 games in a row now. We lost, of course, to UCF, lost to Purdue, lost to North Texas. But all we can do is move on, and it hasn't been perfect. It's been a rough game. It's been an awful game. However, at the end, when it mattered, this second half, they mostly controlled the ball this second half. In terms of yardage, they most certainly dominated the game. Rice having only around 50 yards here in the second half as the team comes out in victory formation. And Cozy Perry will end this game off here with a few knees. Thank you all for tuning in today. My name is Jake Kelly. Alongside of me has been Nick Tarak. And it's not been a pretty game. By no means has it been a game that you're going to remember as a glamorous and glitter-filled game. But sometimes that's just how you have to win. Football is not about what happened on the field. It's what happens on the scoreboard. And on the scoreboard today, our FAU Owls will be walking out here with a victory, 17-14. With the play clock at 10 and the game clock at 48, one more snap, one more kneel down is all it will take for the FAU Owls. And the Cozy takes that knee. The clock will run to zeros. Willie Taggart brings his FAU record as a head coach back to 500, 11-11 here as head coach. Again, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't sexy, but we got the job done. You'd absolutely love to hear that. Everybody tuning into this, listening on FAU Owl Radio, we may be done with the game, but we are not done here tonight. You guys will have a 30-minute break or so, and then Nick Tarak and I will be heading over to Hooters to do a post-game show. First time getting this opportunity to do so, so thank you all for tuning in tonight. Hope everybody stays with us as we go over there. FAU Owls take the victory 17-14. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope everybody here listening has a great rest of your night. Take care, everybody.
Great job.
Okay, let's go.